everyone, and welcome, misfits and all, to tonight's
Welcome.
episode of...
Come one, come all.
That's right, baby, if you have permission. To our Skeptic Bible Study, The Journey of Israel Smish-mael, where tonight the children of Israel go on a journey after watching the Egyptians bury their firstborn sons, as you do. Aaron, the Aaron Ra, finally gets to take a permanent nap, and the God of Love commands that the Canaanites be murdered. So come join James W. and myself, Amy Newman, as we swing into the Book of Numbers.
Numbers 33.
Numbers 33. We're almost done.
We keep saying that.
Of the Bible.
It's like
I
a
know.
never-ending book. We're slogging our way through it. 36
Speaking
chapters.
Of journeys, I know.
Yeah, please stop believing.
Please stop believing.
Then we can all go home.
Exactly. We can pack up our bags. Though, I will say, if you're joining us out there on the inner tubes, I don't know how they fit it all through that one tube. But now is the time to activate your 5G chip from your New World Order vaccine or booster. Boop, boop, boop.
You are now part of the Internet of Things.
I know. Doesn't it feel good, James? Now we can all connect, and I assume we'll go faster through the TSA. Something like that.
Yes.
Nonetheless, if you're feeling fancy out there,
They're not.
Please don't forget to like, follow, or subscribe. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Because that gives you access to that bell icon to be set to all, so you can see interviews like our recent interview with Cindy Lincoln, the ex-wife of Ken Hovind, who used to run Dinosaur Adventure Land, and how she escaped, as well as our live streams. What is up, everyone? Mwah. And all right, with that, we're going to hand it over to Gilbert so he can explain what we're about to read.
Some of you may be new to this abomination of a study. These schmucks begin by reading each episode's chapters along with the annotations on the side for funsies. The hosts are a tiny bit special, so don't mind if they butcher or replace everybody's name with something completely horrible or stupid. However, the gibberish that spews forth from their face holes will still be an attempt at reading this book from cover to cover, which I'm sure has tons of wisdom or an insight on whether we can or cannot put things up our butt. If you have time to waste screaming internet memes at random strangers, then join the Discord. Or scream at them personally at your YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch streams. Finally, don't forget to support these idiots doing more lame shenanigans at Amy Newman's Patreon page. All right, schmucks, back to you.
Thanks, Gilbert.
Woo-hoo! Thank you so very much, Gilbert. That's right. You can find our Patreon at patreon.com/Amy Newman, which helps us make even more fun content like this housekeeping, which is sponsored by our awesome Patreons, including KO Champ. Also going for the head this time.
Which one?
Oh my, it depends on who's being a good boy. But also, oh my, but
Oh, wow.
also, the one, the only Oz from the Iggy's Round Table.
Thank you, Oz.
Tang Gang, yo. Including events like, are you looking for better conversations? Are you looking for a better non-believer community? Well, you better get your butt to Tart.live for tickets on sale now for the better event. Pew, 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 pew. Boom. Because that is definitely sound effects that a frying pan makes. Pew, 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 pew. Thank you so much, Oz.
We need that evidence, yeah, Bible Burner. We need it.
Look,
Not getting much of it lately, but
I know, and they always complain, James. It's the wrong tool. Don't you understand? We need to
no,
go.
I
to
know that's
older
what they say.
tools that we don't quite use anymore. But hey, who's counting except for scientists and people who care about empirical evidence? Anyway, sending love to Ian Davenport.
Thanks, Ian.
As we level up in the non-believer community. Sound effects included, ladies and gentlemen.
She's here all night, folks.
I will say I had a Foley class once, and it was a blast. It was basically just a dude going, hey, let's go make some sound effects. And he had the actual coconuts, the coconuts so you can make undergraduate, reminiscing, sending love out there to Ian Davenport. And as
We
always,
got you, Iron.
this is to scale, very much to scale.
Iron will be in and out tonight,
Oh my.
since Iron Charioteer is an unrepentant sinner.
Anytime someone says that they're going to be just in and out, it gets me excited. So we're sending love right back.
He's a habitual fornicator, and he doesn't even feel bad about it one bit.
My.
He's not even guilty about it. Yeah.
I was talking about how I was a master debater the other day, and I feel like
I
there's
bet
a
you
lot
were.
of people in chat that are the same way, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't help yourself. You just got to go out there and debate with other people.
Debate, Newman.
And as we listen to creationist and really biblical claims, I mean,
Biblically claims.
Biblically speaking, the
biblically.
Torah, the Old Testament, whatever your chosen way of calling it, it makes us and Grumpy go bleep, bleep, bleep.
Gizmo, too.
And Gizmo, especially Gizmo.
Yeah.
Especially a chapter like this.
Oh, boy.
Chapters like this just remind us that the God of love, he'll find you. Oh, you can run, ladies and gentlemen, but the God of love will find you. You could be under your bed. You could be jumping over a fence. But let me tell you, when the love starts flowing. Woohoo! What's up, Jenna?
Well, biblically speaking, Amy, when the love comes from God, it's that special kind of love that
exactly. You need to understand how much he loves you as, the spear, the sword.
He's killing you.
Yes, and it's not really him doing it. Okay, sometimes it actually is him doing it, but like half the time, it's, his chosen people. So
I'm sure he had a good reason for it, though. I mean, I can't.
exactly. In fact, generally speaking, if you ask him, he'll say they had it coming.
Biblically
Had
speaking,
it coming.
they had
Biblically
it coming.
speaking. Exactly. Setting love grumpy, and of course,
It's tough love. That's right,
reminding
Iron
us
or
how much.
Bible burner.
Exactly. The Old Testament just can't help itself. I mean, look, he was in his younger years, he was going through stages, the hormones were raging. Apparently, testosterone's a
A
hell
hell
of
of a
a.
thing.
Exactly. And so, who doesn't genocide a planet as you're growing up?
I
These
guess
are the
it's like it's a stage in the God development.
exactly. It's like a bar mitzvah, I think. Probably. Something, dotted line, and someone died. Anyway, sending love to Diana Smith, 3 princesses in 1. Woo! And
How can
helping
we fit another princess in there?
all the princesses. Though also reminding me of Sailor Moon, which I'm pretty sure that is on my wish list as well. A good old Sailor Moon wand, who I like to think has, a little bit more of objective morality than the Bible. I just like to think their heart is in the right place.
Biblically speaking, Sailor Moon would be a sorceress, and she would be put to death.
Probably. But, it's a witch. No, it's a cute outfit, and I'm fighting crime. There is like a guy in a tuxedo here that apparently shows up at random times to do the same. Very suspicious. But hey, it's like a Clark Kent outfit. Once he puts it on, you can't even tell that it's the guy that I talk to every day.
You would never know.
Never know.
You would never know.
And sending love to Diana Smith, and sending
Thank you,
love
Diana.
to the resident archaeologist of the channel, the skeptic community of our.
We just had him on.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's right. We just had him on to knock some BS from Cliff Bar, who was going out there to it looked like a school scene, a college, and trying to convince people that the scripture was, the gospel specifically, was telling the accurate truth about Jesus H. Christ. Oh, did I stub my toe? And it was a good episode. I want to thank Pat for coming on, along with all of our fantastic episodes that he's done with Doesn't Talk Skeptic to me, and also
what a guy! Can't say enough about Pat.
More awesome skeptic content. Of course you are. So you should get your butt over to youtube.com/Biddy Buddha, where you will find Pat and Biddy Buddha's awesome new show.
That's that.
And also, Dale Pastel has us asking, we were kind of, well, you gave us the option. You asked us what would convince us. And so we asked
evidence.
For a little bit of empirical evidence.
Didn't get any, though.
No. In fact, a lot of times they get, frustrated, angry. Once again, James, that's not the right tool.
So they say. They keep telling us that.
And I just want to understand how, for the presuppositionalist, just please get me from the beginning of the 7-Eleven to getting a hot dog and eating it in my car using only Christianity.
Biblically speaking, you couldn't do any of that without God. So therefore,
and that is their claim. that logic cannot even. I don't even know how people were. They basically, the Romans, the Jews, all of the other religions and people at the time, they're basically just walking into shit. They could not figure things out at all.
No.
They didn't know, how to
They
wipe their
didn't
own
know their ass from a hole in the ground.
Exactly. And then Jesus Christ came down, and they're like, oh, wait a second. Maybe we should make water incline very slowly, and so that it could reach us and we could get working plumbing. Oh my God. I
No,
see it.
that was not on his bucket list.
Oh, you don't see the connection between Jesus Christ and working clean water? No? No?
That wasn't really a priority. I mean, remember when he did go Rambo on that fig tree? Remember that fucking fig tree pissed him off because it didn't bear figs out of season, and Jesus was hungry and he got pissed off.
We got a way to handle that tree.
And he went Rambo on that tree. He killed that tree. Yeah.
As any Messiah would, James. As any Messiah would. He's perfect.
See, that's what you would expect a God to. What would you expect a God to do? Whatever he wants. You expect him to do all kinds of crazy things just because he can. And that's exactly what Jesus did.
Look, you got to get a little bit of excitement. So apparently he's got to go to town and have a midlife crisis on a fig tree.
Going Rambo on a tree. Yeah. Don't bring the Fig Newtons out of your pocket when you're on your way to heaven. Yeah, it might trigger him.
Ooh. But at least he's not genociding the whole world. Currently.
Not yet.
Not yet. He's done it once. He's done it. You know. He
promises he will do it again. He will do it again. He does promise that. So we just have to wait. Yeah.
And also, Dave Gar just reminds us, I don't know, Earth looking a little bit thick.
Yeah, Dave Gar would do that, wouldn't he?
I know sometimes on the dark corners of the interwebs, they try and just flat our fantastic round blue dot. But I don't know. She keeps on popping back up lovely in 3D. But maybe it's just because there's not a model for a flat Earth. Maybe, wait, is the model... Oh, nope, wait, nope. Nope, wasn't there either. I checked. No model. No model for a flat Earth.
No model. Yeah.
And also...
Look at us sticking the muds, always asking for damn models and evidence. And
it also demonstrates that they don't know what a working testable theory is, which is something we find with the people who dislike evolution or throw hissy fits. I always find that funny. Like the stuff they teach you in middle school. Yes, I mean, it tears at the heart of our science curriculum and our legal system and our countries around the world. Nonetheless, it is, I mean, just to fight over what seems so obvious. I mean, evolution just makes sense. Just like many of the theories, I guess maybe in hindsight, I mean, once again, if you can teach it with like giant crayons, like here's the germ.
You can get kids to understand the basics of it, yeah.
Yes, and so if you cannot do that with your model, like a creation model, I'd like to see a creation model. They love also attacking. I hate the evolutionist term because what the actual term is biologists. They're attacking biology, the cornerstone of biology.
People who operate in reality.
Yes.
Realists.
But hey, you're always welcome to join us on the open mic portions of our shows to, really show where we're wrong and then go publish papers.
Stick it to Amy. Stick it in her.
Oh, baby. James, don't get me Vespin. But
Okay, we
we're
haven't even started
sending,
yet. Yeah.
that's right, the lead hyena of the pack, reminding us that, hey, other animals weren't created for us. We do not have dominion over them. It is not like their lives were like, oh my goddess, I'm so glad that I get to be a chicken so that I can be a chicken nugget. And that was the purpose of my existence. Though in the terms of artificial selection, it was because we chose that, which is
There you
another
go.
thing they have a difficulty separating, which is artificial selection and natural selection. Because they're always like, look at all these types of dogs. And it's like, yes. Do you see any other animal that does that? Do you notice what we have done? I love the fucking dogs are amazing. They have definitely earned the right to be called man's best friend. And please, they are fantastic examples of artificial selection because in nature,
Absolutely.
you do not see the fact that a Chihuahua and a Great Dane can still have offspring should show you how much the diversity has gone, and yet not too much genetic drift where they're still the exact same species. And you can have two different ant species that can't even mate in the same jungle. And to our eyes, they look nearly identical.
Well, that's the thing. Ken Hovind, in his debates, you'll always hear him say, like people will say, you think all those dogs in the world today came from two generic dogs or wolves off of Noah's Ark. He's like, would you tell me what you believe? You guys believe they all came from a rock. So basically he's saying, yeah, no, I don't have a good explanation for how all those dogs could come from two dogs off of Noah's Ark. I've got nothing for you. But let me strawman your theory and pretend you guys think we came from a rock, because I don't have an answer for how a species could diversify that fast, because it can't happen that fast.
To strawman the Cambrian explosion. They're like, remember the Cambrian explosion when it created a bunch of animals in like 10 years? It's like,
oh, you mean over millions?
Yeah, I mean,
Like
they
several
cannot
million years?
understand time. That is truly like the fact that it goes over thousands. Like, it basically just recent history. We call it ancient history, but in terms of humanity, and I will say this as often as possible because it's a pet peeve of mine, creationists are eliminating 90% of our ancestors.
Yeah.
Okay? So for the people who like to say that they value tradition, that they value their forefathers and their ancestors and the people who came before them, yeah, please, crocodile tears. If you,
you think, yeah.
Well, just the fact that, I hear Norm Macdonald in the back of my head. They were raped and murdered, but it's the hypocrisy that really gets. Well, it really is to me. You can't sit here and say that you value your forefathers, the people who have died to give you culture, your technology, and the life that you have right now, and then be like, you know what? Not only do I think that 90% of all of the humans that have lived, breathed, and died don't exist, but I'm pretty sure what you're telling me is you came from a rock. But yes, no. Makes total sense.
Well, think about it. Like, we've been extracting petroleum from the earth to burn for energy for quite a while now. If you look about it, there's a fuck ton of cars out there. Not only do we use petroleum for cars, airplanes, and everything else for home heating. You think all that biomass to make all that fuel took place in 6,000 years? At one flood in particular, where most of that would have accumulated? It's just not feasibly possible. You would need literally billions of years to get that much biomass to be able to convert into that much petroleum for fuel. And that's all we get. Like, that's what our civilization is powered by now, is a one-time endowment by the earth with this fossil fuels that we get to use and burn and get tremendous amounts of energy from it. And when that's gone, we better have something else to turn to. Everything's going to come to a screeching halt, because we don't currently have anything that can give you the kind of energy quotient you can get from burning petroleum.
This is an often made joke, but if aliens were to come down and watch us burning fuels, and basically the fact that we even have something called a rocket ship, they would be like, oh my goddess, so you apes just haven't quite, you're still working on all that shit right now. Okay, well, you'll get there eventually. They'd be laughing at us. But, I mean, we'll get there eventually. I think that oil will be phased out, natural gas, not because of the lovey-dovey feeling that we want it to be. It will not because of our heart. It will because Teslas and other equivalent vehicles will become better, more efficient, and faster, and the market will just push it in that direction. Because it is. The fact that we have to burn the equivalent of, I always say, I use the word corpses, that always triggers them when the anti people who don't think that the earth is getting warming, but we are burning dead matter that's been squished for millions to billions of years. So eventually that's going to run out, and a highly inefficient, you're banking on something that clearly, if it takes that long and you don't have an artificial way to create it, then
not an efficient artificial way to create it. Nothing that could replicate what we're able to pull out of the ground.
Exactly.
You
know? We'll get there. Won't be out of the goodness of our hearts, unfortunately, but we'll get there. And sending love to our thespian, the theme of the night, Rejoice! Because, you know, sometimes the Bible gets to get a little thespian. It's like, thou shalt shut the and die.
Oh. But he loves you. He's the good God.
But he loves you. I always love that apologetic. Like, and it's a common one. He is the God of love. What is God? God is love. What does that mean? No one really knows, but it sounds great on a bumper sticker.
He loves you, Amy.
He loves you.
He doesn't want you to burn in hell. I mean, he created hell and he made the rules which are going to send you there, but he doesn't want you to go there, Amy. In fact, you're sending yourself there because you refuse to accept his existence by just arbitrarily choosing to believe in it.
It's like the Saw victim in saying, if you don't play, you chose to kill yourself.
Basically, yeah, exactly. You don't want to play? Okay, all right.
Take door number 2 then. Not gonna like it. Boom.
You don't want to rip your spine out to save yourself, so okay.
Don't worry. We got a complaint department for that. And last, but certainly not least, Rachel. Copyrighted song. Sending love and helping remind us, of course, that, I mean, James, this is an objective book that has stood the test of time. So things like slavery, treating women like secondary, these are things that would not exist in a holy text. They're just too packed filled with wisdom. Oh. Well, that says
you
sell your
didn't get the
daughter.
memo on that.
Ooh, okay. Well, how about, I bet Jesus doesn't say, obey your earthly masters. Ooh. You know what?
They'll say, ha ha ha, that
Who
was
needs
Paul,
to-
not Jesus.
I know. Well, you know
But
what?
who-
Jesus didn't write a goddamn thing, so I don't know
Yeah.
what to, which is an interesting note. I haven't been thinking about that. So we were just talking to that gentleman, one of the students that was talking to Cliff Bar, brought that up, and it's a good
It's
anecdote. Didn't write anything. Was not a prolific writer. Doesn't bode well for L. Ron Hubbard, who holds, I believe, the Guinness World Record for most science fiction written, which is impressive.
Does he?
Also, not that should give you a hint into,
Most
whether
bullshit.
his religion. I know. Like, I love how Scientologists are just like, most science fiction, but then he wrote a religion over here. These have to be. Well, the religion's kind of sci-fi, and the science fiction kind of gets a little religion. Well, no, it would never. He's probably not a con artist. But yes,
I would trust him.
I would trust him. Oh, let's take some Dianetics courses, which we really need to do. We are sorely missing a podcast on Scientology. Need to get on their list somehow. So, but yes, we are sending love to all of
L.
our
Ron Hubbard.
Patreons.
Oh no, not him.
You are who enable us to make all of this content, along with all of the people out there in chat, the interwebs, and of course, viewers like you. Boom, 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 boom. During our Skeptic Bible studies, we will greet everyone on screen. Hi, everyone. However, if you want your specific thoughts, questions, or one-liners read out loud, well then help us find your comment by tagging James W. or myself in chat.
She'll be watching.
At Amy Newman. That's right, baby, right here. After the chapters, we will be switching into an open mic so you can tell us face to face about the wisdom that we just experienced. And hey, if this is your first time to the series, you may be asking, what version of the Bible are we about to read? Why, what a fantastic question! Which brings us to our
Categories, you say?
Before we begin, I'm going to start by going over the specific Bible we'll be reading, along with some helpful category marks. Categories, you say? Why, yes I do. You see, we're going to be reading from the Skeptic's Annotated Bible, an entire King James Bible lovingly fawned over by a skeptic who decided he would add his own notations. These are little flagpoles of sanity put in use to remind us that, hey, maybe slavery is evil, including categories like absurdity, injustice, and cruelty, but also a good amount of intolerance, contradictions, and conflicts with science or history. That doesn't mean it's not packed full of misogyny, false prophecy, and some questionable biblical family values. Now, we won't skip the good parts that the Bible has, only that these passages seem far fewer in number than any priest or pastor seems to suggest. So without further ado, won't you come join the Skeptic crew?
Woohoo! Dun, 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 dun.
Come on down.
And with that, welcome everyone to our Skeptic Bible Study. On the previous episode, the children of Gad Sad and Dave Rubin, of course. The children of Reuben and the children of Gad talked with Moses about their land, spoke about not re-angering God, because that seems to be a common theme, and prepared for war of what I assume won't be fought with hugs.
No.
No. In this episode, the journeys of Israel, Smish-mael. The children of Israel go on a journey after watching the Egyptians bury their firstborn sons. Aaron, who I assume is Aaron Ra, finally gets to take a permanent nap, and the God of love commands the Canaanites to be murdered. Dun, dun, dun. So, come join James W.
Come on down.
and myself, Amy Newman, and feel free to tag us in chat with your comments as we swing into the book of Numbers. Woohoo! And all right, chapter 33 of the book of Numbers, the journeys of Israel, Smish-mael, and my
that one.
goddess, I know, we wanted a buffet, and you
It's
know,
a smorgasbord.
there's reasons why
Gizmo's getting excited. He's getting up to look.
Hi, Gizmo.
He's like, what's all that?
The Bible, not prolific. I can't even say it.
Prolific?
Yes, prolifically known for being the most exciting document that the Jews and Christians, and I guess the Muslim-inspired, tend to read. And
oh, you mean let's have another census?
Oh my, we're gonna count everyone down. Though that exposition, I assume, it gets paid off and that eventually people die.
Can we count a bunch of people who never existed again? Yes. Count a bunch of people who never, no, they still never existed, even if we're counting them.
Of course, they use that as evidence. Like, who would sit there and make up a completely random census if it weren't true? Anybody? Anybody. But yes, not only that, but of course, if you're not going to have sex, you need a little violence. And so it's nice to have a little bit of stabby in between as we remind ourselves that the Bible is a little bit judgmental. Yeah.
Really? You think so?
Just a tiny bit. But hey, who are we to judge? Except for the only ones with agency. The only ones who actually can judge.
I guess. You put it that way.
And also, of course, a little bit of prejudice, because sometimes you need to not just get that message of across the root to people. Sometimes you need to burn it. It makes sense.
Well, they'll get the message that way, I guess.
They'll get the message. Then they'll have a clear shot of it. And, of course, they speak of it so much. You need to have those good old biblical family values. The Bible,
wow.
Yeah, it knows when to just from Abraham himself, Abraham and Isaac, right away, where biblical morality stands, and it's generally killing someone.
Where does it stand, Newman?
Not on two legs. But that's weird. There seems to be this little squiggle icon over here. I've never seen this before. I hate to say it, but there may actually be a contradiction in the Bible. That's
I don't think Gizmo's down for that. He's going to call bullshit on that one.
yeah, that can't be true. That's
Contradiction?
they're gonna prove it to us.
Contradiction?
The Bible would never contradict itself. It's a holy book, inspired by
Yeah.
God. Iron
The
chariot
Lord your
leader.
God, the prophet odd.
It's true that L. Ron Hubbard was a prolific con man. And the funny thing about people like L. Ron Hubbard and Joseph Smith, like Joseph Smith was caught on fraud. He was caught on fraud charges and had to actually leave. But hey, who's counting? Woo-hoo!
Not the Mormon Church.
Not the Mormon Church. So they don't like to be called Mormons. They like to be called...
Not anymore.
That's right. And all right, we'll keep on reading all of your comments as you keep on sending them in, sending love out there into the internetosphere. But chapter 33 of the Book of Numbers.
Thank you, Iron.
Look, we're getting to real scientific statements. And
I like money.
the journeys of the children of Israel.
Smish-mael. Thank you.
That's right.
Don't trust gingers. Yeah.
Unless
So-
you're Ed Sheeran. I'm going to trust Ed Sheeran. I will let him right into my heart and anywhere else that has an orifice. Anyway, these are the journeys of the children of Israel,
Smish-mael.
which went forth out of the land of New York with their armies. What are you, Sauron? Under the land of Charlton Heston, who has not been getting many acting jobs lately. He sits there with like a fucking cigarette.
We live in the glory days.
Times, exactly. Oh, James, there were so many parts that I crushed it. I crushed it,
Yeah.
James. And, do you remember when I made the C part? They told me
We remember.
just a little basket. And Aaron Ra, our main man, who did a debate on modern day debate, which speaking
Last
of,
night, yeah.
and speaking
That
of
was a good debate.
modern day debate, DebateCon will be the 15th and 16th of this month, ladies and gentlemen. So if you want to see live modern day debate, go check out tickets on sale now, and they will be streaming. So any way you like your modern day debate and DebateCon, we'll have it. And all right. And Charlton Heston, who's been having a rough patch or two, wrote their goings out according to their journeys and the song journey by the commandment, which we haven't really been checking out. The commandments have been gathering dust lately, of the Lord Bob.
Aren't they outside some building somewhere?
Yeah, I think they just put them out there.
But I mean, which version of the commandments? Because there were like 4, at least.
Well, I think we have a way of settling that.
Oh,
Just got to get all 4 representatives here, and we can get a real good theological discussion going.
don't you remember that commandment not to cook a baby goat in its mom's milk? Thank you, God. Thanks.
Once again, science.
Yes.
But yes, Sauron is going out. So we got commandments, and we're listening to a lot of Journey albums according to their going outs. Vinyl's coming back.
According to their kind.
According to their, that's right, a kind. They couldn't have evolved. And they departed from Ramses the Third in the first month of this January. On the 15th day of the first month, specifically. Hey, look, it was the first month. On the morrow. Tomorrow. Okay.
Fuck yeah, tomorrow. You're only a gay away.
Oh, you said the magic word, James.
Oh, I did? Oh, no.
You did say
there you go.
gay, so I guess
She's
I'm
in.
I'm
She's
in,
in.
ladies and gentlemen. I'm only half gay, but I'm not sure which way. And so generally it's just like a board game. You just flip the arrows. And
I thought you were super straight.
well, you see, I'm not really accepted in the super straight community. I'm super straight. And so I have transcended straightness so much that I came back around. And so I'm just attracted to, I guess, pans would be the technical term.
Oh.
I'm sending love right back.
Dish pans.
Woohoo! In fact, we are sending love to the entire internetosphere, whether you're at
thank you,
YouTube,
Roger.
Facebook, or Twitch. And we are reading Numbers chapter 33, in which I'm sure is going to be filled with lots of wisdom, which is what we've got from the Bible so far. Nothing that could be edited, shortened down, or, packed into something that people would actually read.
Packed in.
Yeah. Pack it in, baby. Pack it in. But yes, on the morrow after the Passover, that kind of thing where we had to rub blood over our
doorposts.
Top of our doorposts so that our children wouldn't get murdered because our God is loving. Now it makes sense.
But those Egyptians who didn't have blood over the doors, God came in and he killed their kids.
And they always have. I mean, I was raised in the equivalent, the Sunday school version, that you can call it the Shabbat version or whatever. I mean, they nice it down. They make it all so friendly. Somehow, they make a nice version of murder. And I reading the story literally scarred me. Like, I cannot look back on 5 times you have to harden the Pharaoh's heart. 5.
But Amy, if he did, the Pharaoh might have let them go, and then God wouldn't have been able to show his glory by destroying and killing all those kids, Amy, because that's how God showed his power, his glory, by killing all those kids. And if the Pharaoh just let him go, he wouldn't have been able to do that. So he had to step in and harden his heart. It was part of his perfect plan, Amy. Come on.
Look, he's all powerful, but it's not like he can do anything. Wait. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yes, an all-loving God has an angel of death. Yeah, Iron, that does seem a little bit weird. I always like the fact that Satan exists is a living contradiction. Like, you should be able to put that story to bed unless you need, like, ticket sales for a show. But if not, you should be able to be like, and he's gone. I don't understand it.
You mean get rid? But Amy, if we didn't have Satan, then he wouldn't be able to send people to hell. He wouldn't be able to trick people into not believing in God. And then not very many people would go to hell. And God wouldn't be able to torture them forever. You got to think about this perfect plan, Amy. You got to understand the 5D chess, the love of God.
Exactly. It's really his love that you have to fear, is the word. Oh my. But yes, we are smearing the smear event. And the children of the corn of Israel, Smish-mael, went out with and got super high, but also a high hand in the sight of all New Yorkians. What did we just read? These are the journeys of the children of Israel.
Oh, okay.
Thanks.
Kind of a long way to say all that.
Yeah, a little bit long-winded. But ladies and gentlemen, what they're trying to say is, welcome to Numbers chapter 33, if you've just joined us. For the New Yorkians buried all their firstborn. One of the interesting things about being a human is that we have respect for the dead. Not all other animals do it. There are other animals that do it. And the first that comes to mind is elephants, which will get silent, will get almost seemingly introspective and empathetic when they come across bones, even of elephants that they did not know themselves. Like even
They can
random
recognize that
bones,
it's elephants.
they can recognize that it's elephant bones.
Wow.
Isn't that great? And so, but yes, but it is one of the things I am proud of that humans do is that we show respect for the dead.
We honor the dead.
And so,
I mean, some of us do. Then,
some
of course,
us
God decides to torture them after that. But hey.
And once again, it's why young Earth creationism pisses me off so much. Like, you're erasing most of history. I know it doesn't feel that way because we learn just a sliver. And it makes sense. I mean, how much can we possibly teach in a K through 12 education system? And not to mention, there is a bias towards written history is kind of new. All of this actual data collection, we've been, for the first 90,000 years, it was like, hey, maybe we should just try to survive and not have the tiger eat us. Maybe we should just catch the antelope. But eventually, we stood on the shoulders of giants, and here we are. But it's many giants, more than 6,000 years. I cannot reiterate that enough.
Yeah.
But yes, back to burying the firstborn sons, because a moral God, which the Lord Bob had smitten among them. He wasn't smitten like, oh, that is he's like a president, and he's like, it's a cute kid, we're kissing the baby, trying to win over favor. No. It's like smitten, as in like I sent a lightning bolt, and that kid, boom.
Dead?
I don't understand how this guy is like, it's not even, they tell us that he's not even that he's moral. Not even that he's like super duper moral. He's the most moral. Yeah. Okay. You couldn't think like
Morality is based on his nature. He transcends morality.
Yeah, I can feel it radiating. So had smitten among them upon their gods. Also, BTW, the Lord Bob, yeah, he executed judgment. It's a nice way to say he killed people. He went full-on paladin on their ass. Oh, did he? The Israelites began their journey when God killed every firstborn child and animal. Oh, good. That's like a great starting place, as you do.
Praise God.
Praise God. And the children of Israel
Smish-mael.
removed from Ramses the Seventh and pitched in big old succubus, Succothoth. Speaking of demons,
Suck you up. Oh,
the kitty overlords.
succuba.
All right, we got one kitty. A reminder: this podcast supports all kitties and puppies, whoever your furry or scaly friend is. On to the side. Or feathery. I do like birds. Birds are pretty awesome.
Birds.
Not only are birds the only living dinosaurs, but they have the equivalent brain structures that mammals have in many cases. They and it's actually convergent evolution. It is literally mammals and birds each do higher level thinking differently, and yet our brains kind of get to the same point. So it's fantastic. They have. I feel like I'm at a nail salon every time I'm listening to birds. It's always like I know they're talking about us. They are having some deep level conversation, but they don't know what they're saying.
They are very smart. They are. It's insane how smart they are, and we know that they can count. They don't know numbers, but they can keep track of numbers. They can count, and yeah.
In fact, and I have to completely related, but a different animal. They have recently just discovered that a fish has passed the mirror test. I am trying to remember.
Really?
Yes, it is one of the first fish. Actually, I was gonna say, well, I'm putting the asterisk. One of the first. It's the only fish I know of that has ever passed the mirror test, and it is specifically a cleaner fish. It's a fish which completely makes sense to me. Why? Like, it stunned the scientific community. To me, it makes complete sense why this fish passed the mirror test.
What kind of fish?
It is a cleaner fish. It goes around and it cleans the teeth of other fish. It literally has what they call clients. It will go to other fish and eat the parasites and stuff from the teeth.
Oh, wow.
And so it makes complete sense if your job is to go to another fish and you're reliant on them. It makes complete sense why you would have a sense of self. Why you would almost have to have one in
be able to recognize.
You would be in a social dynamic, forced to. And so he's saying self-aware. So I don't know if they are self-aware, but I do know at least that one fish can pass the mirror test. So it does raise the question that they could be. Very, very interesting. And once again, just a constant reminder, because the creationists and all the love to shit on other animals, when really I just think it's incredulity. It's just ignorance. They really just look how awesome I am. Dude, we saw that guy go to the moon. It's like, yes, I'm actually very proud of us. I would like us not only to, am I proud that we went to moon? I'd like us to go back. But no, that doesn't make other animals any less awesome and fantastic.
That's true, yeah.
And they departed from the succubus and pitched a tent, I imagine, in Etham. Oh, man, Etham. Ethan Hawke.
They pitched a fit.
They did, which is kind of the edge of the wilderness of RuneScape. So you kind of have to have a decent, you got to have a decent level of equipment if you want to take people on.
Do you?
Yeah, you got to have a good sword. Good old sword. Yeah.
Take me on.
Take me on.
There you go. You walked into it.
I know, James, you're setting me up. You know this,
I know.
right? Oh my! But yes, and they removed that. Then they had to remove something from Ethan Hawke. Oh my! Look, get tested, and turned again onto Porphyriathaniatadu.
Bob.
Probably Mob, which is before Belzephanaticata, and
Bob
then
Orson's brother.
exactly his best friend, his BFF. And then they pitched a tent together, if you know what I mean, right before Migdol, which I'm fairly sure is a Final Fantasy city. And they departed from Philarophanapata and passed
Philly.
Philly. They passed through Philly and passed through the midst of the sea into the wilderness of RuneScape, where they had to PvP and defend themselves against many a horde of person, but it's okay. They had good armor. And went 3 days, not 2 days, not 4 days, a journey.
3 days,
That's
exactly.
right. Oh, I'm glad. Look, it's always nice when we're on topic, James. We listened to many journey songs in this 3-day trip through the wilderness as we were like fight. Wow, what is the thing from South Park? Fighting around the world. Is it Mel Gibson? I'm trying to remember who was fighting around the world, but I assume in the wilderness of RuneScape.
The chat will
Ethan
tell us,
Hawke.
I'm sure.
And they pitched a tent because they were looking at Mariah Carey. I understand. She's a fantastic voice.
Free Britney.
Exactly. And they removed from Mariah Carey and came. Look, I'm just reading the Bible, folks. Don't judge me for just reading the text as it comes.
She can't help
The
it.
picture. On to Elohim Disneem, and in Elohim Disneem, where 12 fountains of water. What? What are we reading? And 3 scores and 10 palm trees, and they pitched there. Fantastic. I always love it. Just always sounds so mythological. There are the little tidbits. And they removed from Elohim Disneem and encamped by, I assume, Frank's Red Hot Sea. They put that shit on everything.
You can, you know.
You can.
Yeah. I put that shit on everything.
Yes, it goes fantastic on oceans, lakes, and they removed from the Frank's Red Hot Sea and encamped right out there in the PvP'd wilderness of sin. Oh my.
What's your favorite wilderness?
The wilderness of sin, I'm fairly sure, is where I had my bachelorette.
You're screwed
party.
now, Amy. We've got the sinister porpoise in here, so.
Oh my. There is like a 5-minute. This is the second time I brought him up today. There's a 5-minute long Norm Macdonald joke, and I could not do it justice if I wanted to. But he goes through this whole rigmarole, and the punchline is a sinister purpose, or I wanted a youthful purpose. I can't do it justice. Google Norm Macdonald
sinister porpoise,
and you will find it. It's fantastic. I hear the kitty behind me. Oh, Deepak Chopra's coming up. Hey, I didn't even know he was in here. And they took their journey's records out of the wilderness of RuneScape because they didn't want to lose their items. They didn't want to get killed and then drop all that fat loot of sin, which is, what I do daily. And they encamped right inside of Deepak Chopra. He is roomy, very roomy.
He has a fresh scent of pine.
And bullshit. But, yeah, you can skip that.
Drink Pine Sol.
That's right.
It'll clear that
Frank's
out.
Red Hot C. Put that shit everything. It's funny, in my head I wanted to like bleep the curse, and then I almost bleeped the other word. I was like, I put that shit on bleep. No, the word is everything. No. Everything is not a curse. And they removed from a lush. Oh, how lush it was. And encamped.
I don't know. How lush was it?
It was a lush. So lush.
So lush? Okay.
So lush. And he was red-pilled, apparently, where there was no water for the people to drink. Oh, no. Well, don't ask God. Let me tell you, I would not ask God for
That's
favors.
the last person to ask for shit.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. But he pitched a big old fat tent in the wilderness of RuneScape of Sinai. You're gonna die
What?
there. I mean, come on, get some.
What? Is somebody thirsty? Is someone thirsty? Oh, did I forget? God, I took you out of Egypt. I sent you into the desert. Did I forget to give you guys water? Still, let me fix that.
Oh, can he? He can have one of his. He can either zap you or have one of his chosen people spear you to death, like he did to an interfaith couple.
I mean,
because reasons.
I mean, what would happen if we had people of different races copulating? What would happen to the world? I mean,
You can't have that, James. Then
probably
all of a sudden,
nothing bad would happen, but I mean, still.
But then you're gonna have people living together. They're not gonna be worshiping me.
That's true.
Can't let that happen.
There might be peace and understanding and cooperation.
Love.
Even. Oh, looks like we're about to go into exposition mode.
Oh my! I know. There's only two modes. There's exposition mode and death. So we should, I guess, be happy. We complain about but you know, the alternative is do stabbed. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, welcome to Numbers chapter 33. If you've just joined us, it is just packed filled with so much wisdom. And they removed from the dessert menu of Sinai and pitched a big old fat tent in. Oh my lordess. Kibba threw a fava dabba. And I'm not even sure that I added letters into there. I feel like that time the Bible was like, okay, you're going to keep on making up shit.
It's trolling you at that point.
I know. They're like, here, have at it. And they departed from Kibbaroth Mahana Tavahana. My favorite place. I Applebee's is in there. And they encamped at Hazeroth, which is right adjacent to Azeroth in World of Warcraft. In fact, they departed from Azeroth, I assume, and pitched in Ritalin Math. They pitched a tent in Ritalin Math. It makes sense.
Ritalin Math. I would not recommend trying to do math on a high dose of Ritalin.
James, it's
that would not go well.
It's the two are such a fantastic combination. It's like peanut butter and Ritalin. And they departed from Ritalin.
Speaking of that, I just remembered while I was on Oz's stream the other day when he was doing his interview with Jenna, the black female atheist, which was a very good episode on chopping it up. I was reminded of the time when Sunflower called Oz a meth head, and that really that really stuck out in my mind. Bless Sunflower's heart. And I was just like, look at me. Do I look like a fucking meth head? I mean, honestly.
We love all of our theist brothers and sisters here, no
Yeah,
matter who
not
they
all
are.
of them.
And
Most of
they
them.
departed from Ryman Parasitas and
Pitched a fit?
and pitched a giant fit in Libneh. Not really. And they removed from Libneh. Not gonna take it. And pitched at the Ritz Hotel. Fantastic. Now we're getting somewhere. And they journeyed from the Ritz Hotel and pitched. Man, they are making all sorts of. Do I have a pitch?
Yeah, it's an exposition mode.
I know.
It's going.
Christ.
The gall of the person making this up, the scribe, like, and then they went here, and then they went there, and then they went.
And if you say to remove any of this stuff, to edit even a single line, oh, well, you're getting rid of the narrative. How will we ever know if we and then journeyed from Rizah and pitched in Kalelith, how could we then just go to and they removed from Mount Sharper and encamped in Harder? I mean, and they went from Kalelith and pitched in Mount Sharper, we would lose the whole narrative. I mean, it would just be craziness.
We wouldn't be able to even know that we exist without all these narratives here. We wouldn't be able to do even basic math.
We would,
biblically speaking.
Biblically speaking, Catholic traditionalist, I am sending so much love to you. I will say statements like that get me excited. So we'll go here, and we're almost
Catholic traditionalist
chapter. So if you want to come on during the open mic, but just as the Lord revealed in Scripture, you have been handed over to your delusions to falsely believe you are. But I was in sped, so I can't really complain. A woman, you're on the road to eternal torment in hell. Well, it's funny you say so. I actually have my passport ready. So thank you, first of all. Second of all, I mean, every time you guys, and by you guys, I mean believers, theists, most specifically creationists, because these two can generally,
typically,
yeah. I mean, if all you can think about is what is between my legs. I mean, we are talking about the creator of the universe, someone who is, where is my glass, watching us 24/7, 365. And I mean, I feel like there are bigger issues on the table right now. And let me tell you, as we were talking about earlier, going both ways, I love everybody out there. So it really doesn't matter which way, I would be going to hell. I'm the whole alphabet soup, baby, or at least 2 to 3 of the letters.
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
We can just put that aside. I love everybody. That's right. Good episode. But I will say, you are welcome to debate theology at the end of this chapter. We're going to have an open mic, and we actually want views that disagree from our own. We prefer it because we get so many skeptics, and we love our skeptics. This is the non-believer community. In fact, we get theists who call themselves skeptics, and we love them too. So if you call yourself one, skeptic, non-skeptic, believer, non-believer, come on and tell us what you think. But yes, speaking of, keep on tagging us. When you do tag us, James W. and myself at Amy Newman, it does help us see the comments so that we can show it up.
Makes it a little
on
easier.
screen. not just the outskirts of hell, but the actual pits of hell. And we were talking about this earlier. I mean, Satan just does not logistically make sense. Like, if he is killing me for he's killing me for the gender and the sexuality that, I mean, technically God gave me, but then Satan helped me get there somewhere.
He encouraged you.
But somehow Satan is actually working under God, because he can't be stronger than God, right? Because God would be able to, then they would be co-equals. God be out of business. But apparently he can run the pits of hell and torture people and still be in business. And God just is like, I'd say, turned a blind eye, just like, can't see it. I don't know. Maybe we'll get answers. Sending love to all of our Theos brothers and sisters.
Answers in Genesis.
That's right. But we're moving forward as we read Numbers chapter 33.
And a third.
But yeah, these passages, just such redundancy. I understand the apologetic is that it fits a narrative. It's like dominoes. You remove one. But they were doing this when they composed the Bible. They were playing with books. They were putting ones in and ones out. So to say now that it's set in stone is just silly, is to just not know the history of the Bible.
They don't know the history.
Don't know that history. Woo-hoo! That's
hey, Brian.
Right. What's up, Brian Stevens? I see so many awesome people. We got God equals square root of -1. Iron Charioteer, Flum. Haven't said, what is up, Dinkum? I never finished the Bible because of all the irrelevant information, the ridiculous place names, and whatever else I never wanted to read about. I mean, I couldn't agree more. I mean, I almost think it's a defense mechanism in that there is so much dryness to the book that their followers do not read it. And then what happens is they go in, depending on your religion, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday school, and they hear the nice version, the Psalms and all this stuff, the prettied up versions that, you know, a pastor, rabbi, or imam has written a little lecture about love and kindness and forgiveness, and you don't really read the stuff.
Something like that, yeah.
You don't read the pillaging and the murder and the rape and all of this. Like, just there's no reason. No one. Once again, when you're in a deep dark spot, when you really can't find yourself out of the light, you ask yourself, what does it mean from the Bible? And they removed from Hardah and pitched in Melika, and they removed from Melika and encamped in Tapitha, and they departed from Tapitha and pitched at Terah. And right there, you know you're gonna get out of it. You're gonna get.
God loves you.
You're gonna see yourself through the end of that tunnel. No,
God is wrapping you in a blanket of love.
Exactly. No one quotes this shit. No one, because this is not the hits. This is not
completely irrelevant.
They're not top 10 or top 20. So, oh my. But yes, once again, we are just packed, filled with all of this wisdom as we read Numbers chapter 33. And they removed from Melikatha, and it camped at Taha, exactly. And they departed from Taha and pitched at Teramama. And they removed from Teramama and pitched into mythological Kahaha.
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 And they went from Mythikahaha and pitched in Hasmana. Hasmonana.
Lovely
Hasmonana.
beaches in Hasmonama.
Fantastic. We used to go there on our vacations. And they departed from Hasmonana and encamped at Moses version 2. Did you like your Moses? Would you like to upgrade? Get your Moseroth.
Yeah, you don't want to be out in
Online.
Moseroth after dark.
Yeah, I would not want to. You're being hunted from Moseroth. And they departed from Moseroth and pitched into Breaking Benjamins, who I assume was fantastic band even back then. And they removed Breaking Benjamins and encamped at Hodor. And they went from Hodor and pitched in Jabba the Hutt. Look, need to make as many Game of Thrones references as I can fit in there. And they departed from Aberanana and encamped at Izananagarber, who I think owes me $5. And they removed from Izagananarbor, because what a place. What a place. And they,
not very memorable, huh?
No. And they pitched in, we couldn't actually afford the bachelorette party in the wilderness of Sin. And so we actually had to go to the wilderness of Zin. They had...
Is it like a knockoff?
It is. They had 3 boobs and two peepees, but you know, it worked out. Everyone ended up happy. Okay,
Everybody came.
Yes, everybody eventually. It just sucked because we were in the wilderness, so of course we had to be fighting off people. But yes, it was still a hot time. We also had a nice Kaddish. It's fantastic. Everybody shared it. It's like an appetizer. And they removed from the Kaddish. Oh, I'm full. And then they pitched in the... Wow, they are pitching a lot of tents.
It's not a Kaddish.
I feel like... Look, you wake up in the morning, the testosterone is flowing. I understand. It's going to happen. But I feel like they've been pitching a lot of tents for this chapter. I don't know. I feel like they should see a doctor. That's all I'm saying. If it persists for more than 4 hours, check your Kadesh. In Mount Hor, which I will say is a great mount. In the edge.
Is that your favorite mount?
Only on Tuesdays, but yes. In the edge of the land of I am gonna eat 'em. So what have we been talking about? What was all of this about? Oh, he's going to execute judgment on their gods. Wow, really? Oh. Really? We did all that for blue. Wow. No, that made total sense. The Bible shouldn't be cut at all or edited.
Never.
Jesus Christ. No. Okie dokie. And Aaron Ra, our main man, who does a Quran study Sunday nights at do right down here. I mean, if we're about to make a eulogy,
I think everybody's got that
right?
one.
Sending love to our big brother there. Just up. Woohoo! What is up, Pat?
Hey, Pat.
You have just made it to the fun. We're about to kill one of God's chosen people. No, it makes sense. I wouldn't want to be an ally of Yahweh. That's all I'm saying. Something tells me he's jealous.
You think so?
I mean, that's what his name is, so, I mean... It'd be like if his name was Stabby, and people are like, why don't you like praying to Stabby? Oh, I don't know. I mean, he's great and all, but every once in a while he gets a little bit stabby.
A little bit, yeah.
Fucking, like, this is rocket science. Oh, my Lord. I heart these people. Look, once again, we love our theist brothers and sisters. Apparently, we are still in the chapters that are my ancestors' fault. I am so sorry that oh my Lord, or apparently their Lord, gave it to the Christians, the Muslims, the Mormons, the Jehovah's Witnesses, the whoever wants to latch on to the Abrahamic mythos.
I mean, at least Joseph Smith rewrote it.
Did a little rearranging. Well, and so does Islam. Islam does a bunch of take-twos for whatever reason. Because why not? We'll get it right now. Catholic priests love the sons of God. I know a little bit too much. They, like Kent Hovind, they need to start loving the inside of 4-cell walls. Yet, because of religion, but they're priests. How could you? Very carefully, and with I believe 2 hands and a pair of cuffs. Actually, that's how you do it.
Is that how you do it?
Yeah, I think so. As Bill Burr would say, you don't pass them around like orcas at SeaWorld after they bit someone. But sure, religion, ladies and gentlemen, and
always moral.
Always moral. Objectively.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And Aaron Ra, the priest class who finally hit level 60, went up into Mount Hor. Look, you finally became a man at the commandment of Lord Bob and died there. Wow.
Oh,
that was a little anticlimactic.
They told him he was going to die before, but
yeah, no, both him and Moses
have been told they're going to die. Yeah.
So for anyone who hasn't seen earlier episodes, both Aaron and Moses were told by God himself that they will die. They will do their work. They will not fulfill the promised land or not enter it. Wow. What a fantastic thing to say, right?
What a great guy.
Yeah, keep on trucking, ladies and gentlemen, because he's God. In the 40th year, because he likes making people walk around for 40 years and shit. Who knows what'll come now? After the children of corn of Israel, Smish-mael, were come out of the land of New York, and he can put you back in there. He got you out, and he can put you back in. In the first day of the 5th month, specifically, and Aaron Ra, our main man, was 123 years old when he died very deep in Mount Hor.
Balls deep, would you say?
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm glad he got to live to 120, and I love how it's not 123. It's 123 years old. Nonetheless, holy moly. First of all, you used to live to 600, 900. It's been going down.
It's going down, yeah. It's getting more closer to the modern era, huh? Go figure.
And the king of arid spice, I'm trying to think. What is that? Trying to remember the deodorant. It's losing my. What is the dude?
Old Spice?
Yeah. Why does Old Spice make me think of arid? I don't even know. And the king of Old Spice arid for some reason, and the can I not? Which dwell in the south, in the land of. Can I not?
You can't.
Damn it. Heard of the coming, oh my, did he have permission? Of the children of the
Apparently not.
Of
He's
Israel.
in trouble.
Uh-oh, he's a naughty boy. A naughty, naughty boy. And they departed from Mount Hor. They had a great time, though. You can only spend so much time in Mount Hor after you pitch your tents. But
Over and over again. They got their money's worth out of those tents, I'll tell you what.
over. They made it rain, and it was a good time. She was a lovely lass in Zalmanah. Zalmanah. And they departed from Zalmanah. Great lady. Pitched in Poontang, who was a great man for all those, we cater to whatever you like out here. And they departed from Poontang and pitched into Obi-Wan Kenobi.
RuPaul?
Yes. And they departed from Obi-Wan Kenobi and pitched into Ibrahim.
Oh, I'm not even going to try that one.
Probably.
Moab.
In the border of Moab. Hey, Moab. And they departed from... holy moly. Like, who the... gives it? Like, we're literally reading nothing. They are just departing from one place, going to another. Departing from one place, going to another. Fantastic.
Worth the time to read, huh?
Exactly.
It's from a deity, though, Amy. You have to remember. This is not the words of man. It's from a deity.
That's right. Creator of the universe. And they departed from Lenny and pitched right into a dingleberry. Oh, man, I hate when you get into a dingleberry. But they also removed from a dingleberry and encamped in almond spice. Almond baths. We like to take almond baths.
Almond baths.
Yes, this is how actually you activate your almonds. If you ever wondered, right here, ladies and gentlemen, in almond baths. Woo-hoo! Sending love right back, Roger. That's right.
Thanks, Roger.
We are ready to go. We got this. We are getting sent there. But it's okay. There's going to be, I hear, a great list of the who's who of heathens. So I'm ready for it. I put Old Spice on my cannoli. Oh, you see, we're making biblical logic. And it's all starting to make you wouldn't want new spice on it either. So we're keeping biblical.
Spicy.
And they removed from almond bath. And you get an almond bath, you're going to pitch a tent right with...
Biblically speaking, though.
Biblically speaking, in the mountains of Abraham. Oh, my. But before Nebu. Because that'd be rude. I mean, come on. You're going to do that after Nebu? No.
You could.
James. Never after Nebu. Before Nebu. Right there. It says it right there.
Never?
Never. Probably. And they departed from the mountains of Abraham, who was our dude long time ago. And pitched slightly different, but basically the same. Added great flavor, now with new great taste. And pitched in the plains of Moab, right next to
the
Peterson.
plains.
Oh my goddess. How holy moly. Near the Jericho, which I believe is a movie. Yeah, probably. Mm-hmm. But of course, they had to then pitch a tent by Jordan Peterson.
Pitch it, baby.
Funny enough, there was 10 rules for pitching a tent. But then it was okay because they came next to Beth. She was a giant moth. Our moth named Beth's moth. And even on to Cain and Abel. This person's name is literally Abel Shittim. I don't think I could actually make
Abel Shittim, yeah.
our best friend Abel Shittim. That's what it says.
The Shittim wood. Remember, Amy, the Shittim wood. The Shittim wood.
Which is a real thing. Sometimes it's hard to tell where the joke ends and where the Bible literally begins. I swear to
The
Bob.
Shittim wood, Amy. Come on.
But yes, right into the giant Bethsmoth and even onto Abel Shittim into the plains of Moab, which they were whenever I was playing Magic, they were my favorite plains cards, the Moab ones.
The Moabs.
Exactly. And all right, we are actually, I believe this is the last little chunk. It's a juicy one. Nonetheless, I am actually going to get us ready to go into our open
Warm us up.
because we are about to finish the chapter of Numbers, chapter 33, because we've been Skeptic Bible studying the journeys of Israel.
Smish-mael, yeah.
That's right. But what do you think, James? Has the wisdom been hitting you in the face? It's been, I don't know if our lives could have continued without this chapter.
In the face many times, over and over again.
That's what he or she said.
Yeah. That's what Dr. Hovind said.
What does he say he's a doctor of? Is he just saying he's a...
Education, I think.
Okay. I mean, I'm not shitting.
Christian
as someone who
education.
is proudly just received or declaring my master's of education. I mean, I'm not going to...
Yeah. The writing's on the wall. You're just waiting to get the paper.
That's right. And I very much dislike, for some reason, anyone who likes to look down on doctorate degrees that, you know, they might not be into, because a doctorate, doesn't matter what it is, you are a doctor. Nonetheless,
still takes a lot of work.
I would really like to see what Kent Hovind's thesis is. I know some skeptic.
No, you can download it online. It's
we should go over that. I would be extremely interested to
baby.
Thesis.
Oh baby. You will get a kick out of that one.
And I am working on the project side of what my thesis was submitted, but I'm getting very tempted to almost do that stereotypical thing. If there's an interest, I want to really prove that my project, my little website, can work. But I would like to actually do maybe a book about gamification. Be interesting for those that are into it.
For those, yeah.
For those. It's fun. They gamify everything. Discord is gamified. Twitch is gamified. It is the future. I'm trying to think of another system if Facebook gamifies or things like that. My cuppeth overfloweth for Yahweh. That's right. Sending so
Can't
much
get enough.
Back to you, Iron. Yo, and this is supposed to be, I keep on reiterating, the most moral. Not even like very moral. Sometimes moral. The claim is the most moral. How can you even have morality without, well, I guess we're about to get to that, aren't we? But yes, the link, sending it right up there. If you would like to join us, it is both in chat and on screen below. But we are going to be finishing up this lovely Numbers chapter 33
we are.
as we turn to God's instructions for conquering Canaan. Wow. A nice guy. Once again. Really super.
The nicest.
The nicest. Who could even think of a nicer guy? And it's starting off, of course, with a little prejudice. Because look, sometimes you got to have a little bit of us and them. You know, a little bit of in-group and a little bit of out-group. Everyone loves that.
Because there's us, and then there's them, and we're good, you see, and they're bad because they're not us.
James, it's easy math. I don't understand how people don't understand this, how people don't get this. And it's
They
great.
should have just been one
You're
of
the
us.
in-group. Exactly. Just be in the in-group. It's quite simple. As long as you're in the in-group, things are fine. I don't even get why people complain. What is up, girl? So God's instructions for conquering can I not? And it's so funny. They're so triggered by the Canaanites. And I am pretty sure, Pat, tell me if I'm wrong or anyone else. But I am pretty sure that the Israelites used to be Canaanites, or at least they came from it.
I think that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks,
What's up, Peter?
Peter.
Sounds good. Send in love. And all right, this is the last little bit. And then we are moving into the open mic. So you can join us. Catholic traditionalists, if you stuck around.
What are the odds of that?
Feel free to. You know what's so funny? I feel like should I have gotten triggered? Would that have kept them around? I mean, that seems to be what keeps them around.
I think he was. I really think he just wanted to come in and throw that bomb and run away.
He
used to do that in Discord. Remember?
Exactly.
Throw a bomb and run back to Darth Dawkins to report to the daddy what he did. Oh, look, Daddy, I went in and I told Amy Newman she's going to hell. Darth Dawkins could say, "Good job."
Like we would give Darth time, but not that Darth would ever come on to channels that actually,
or he doesn't have a mute button.
Well, my thing with pre-subs is I just want to have like a ticker. And it's every time that they answer a question. In fact, I'd even do 2 tickers if they want to be fair. I'll do every time I answer a question, every time they answer a question. I mean, real friggin' simple.
Because it'll be like 10-1, and even that one, it'll be like pulling teeth to get out of them.
And even that one, if I were to, I would almost take 10-1 if they would actually let me get the goddamn question out. Like,
right.
I would take a Rick and Morty coupon card if I could, but no. In a second, in a minute, in a minute. After this,
we're almost through, Newman. We're almost through with this thread, Newman.
Exactly, but yes. Let's Numbers chapter 3 for God's instructions for conquering Canaanites. Not just do we have prejudice, of course, keeping with tradition. We have to have a little bit of violence because sex sells. Sex and violence, either one. Gotta have one.
The more the merrier.
The more the merrier. And of course, we gotta have some lovely, injustice. Because who is God to judge us? And who are we to judge God? Get his ass down here, and then maybe we can figure that out. Till that time, doesn't seem to be a good judge. He's not Judge Judy. What can I say? And wow, that's weird. Huh. I hate to do this because it's our first time.
No, you don't.
Coming across it, but wow.
What are you talking about, Newman?
Huh. Yeah, it's just, I think there's a contradiction in the Bible. That's really
Where would you
weird.
get that?
I don't know. It must be, they must have a bias. I feel like if there was a contradiction in the Bible, there would have been one before. And I don't know. I just don't, I can't see it happening. Yeah. Oh well. Anyway, God's instructions for conquering Canaan. And the Lord Bob spat all over onto Charlton Heston. And he's like, "Are you filming this? This is hot." In the plains of Moab, my favorite plains, right next to Jordan Peterson. Makes sense. Near Jericho, the video game. I'm trying to remember if it was a video game or a movie. I know it was one of those. Saying, ba diddy diddy dum diddy dum diddy do. Speak,
One of them.
one of those, unto the children of Israel, Smish-mael, and say unto them, oh, looky, we're getting really thespian. When ye are passed over Jordan Peterson into the land of, can I not? Then ye shall drive out all the inhabitants of the land from before you. But if you want lamb too, no one's judging you. And destroy all their pictures, though that's kind of a dick move. What the hell? Really? You're that petty of a god as I squeak? You're really that petty of a god? Like, really?
You're giving him too much credit there.
The Muslim god, who is also it's Abraham, Arabic for God, but it is also petty. The whole not talking about me, not being able to draw me, and all the, and now you're being petty. Gee, all of these Abrahamic gods, what the frigging frig? Sure, destroy their pictures. That'll show them. I feel like the killing them actually would have settled it, but sure, be petty about it. We want to pee on them too? And destroy all their molten images. And pluck down all their high places. Oh, you're going to go after their weed too? Man, this god's a dick. And ye shall...
That he is.
He is. And ye shall dispose the inhabitants of the land. You mean kill, murder, cold blood.
Well,
okay.
That's another way of wording it, but yeah.
86, like all the people on the land, like really quickly. Like, I don't want bacon, I don't want cheese, and I don't want these people over there. You know what I mean? Cool.
Kill
them. And ye shall dispose of them with hugs, I assume, the inhabitants of the land, and dwell therein, because that won't start a war. Once again, if you really need any more evidence that it is religion that causes land wars, because land is actually one of the main reasons for war. And one of the main reasons for those land wars, well, ladies and gentlemen, right up there. Right up there.
Oh, a non-existent being gifting a piece of land to one person or one group.
Well, James, it says it right there. I've given you the land to possess it.
Yeah,
How can you even argue with that?
I guess not. I don't know.
And ye shall divide the land by like a lot for an inheritance among your families. And to the more ye shall give the more inheritance, and to the fewer ye shall give the less inheritance. Thanks.
Oh.
That was the most, I'm not criticizing you for being obvious, but after like kind of murdering people, it just seems kind of weird. Oh, man. Every man's inheritance shall be put up someone's butt. No? Okay. Shall be placed where his lot falleth, according to the tribes of your fathers, and definitely not your mothers, ye shall inherit. But if ye will not, and I love this passage, I look over some of these passages just to get a feel for what we're about to enjoy. And I love if you need any more evidence that we are not playing Saw, that this is a lose-lose, that you better frigging be on God's team or else you have these two passages to thank.
There you go.
But if ye will not drive the inhabitants of the land, if you're a decent human being, continue.
You don't want to kill people or
you don't want
evict
to kill
people?
people. What will you do? Then it shall come to pass. A kidney stone? That sounds painful. Is that it? Is that right? That those which ye let remain of them shall be pricks. Oh, I was right. The penis thing? In your eyes, and thorns in your side, and shall vex you in your land where you dwell. Moreover, it shall come to pass that I shall do unto you as I thought to do unto them. Oh, I'm sorry. If you don't kill all the Canaanites, I will make them pricks in your eyes and thorns in your sides. They will vex you where you live, and I will do to you what I plan to do to them. Ladies and gentlemen, if you really...
So there's no living in peace. There is, you kill them or I'm going to kill you.
This is why going through the Bible, word for word, not missing a single drop, even if some of it is so dry that you need 3 apparent waterfalls to get through it. I forget what is his name from the Human Genome Project. It's passages like this that remind us just how evil this God is. I mean, this is a lose-lose. I mean, you could kill them and get the spoils. I guess you can give in. You could give in to be his chosen people and kill people. But this is a dichotomy, an ultimatum that I do not see coming from a righteous, I think is the word, God. What do you think, James?
Ooh. Sorry, I stepped out for just a second. Righteous?
And always happens when someone does that to me. They're like, Amy.
Yeah.
But yes, we are about to be going into the open mic. This chapter, it's just a little nothing in the middle of the Bible.
It gets really dark at the end.
Exactly. And yet I think it's actually a fantastic illustration of coming. It's the two sides. You have exposition and murder. Welcome to the Bible.
Praise God.
And
sinister.
We
You lucked out.
We are about to be switching into our open mic mode. So if anyone would like to come on and tell us about all the wisdom you've just been experiencing, or hey, where we've been getting it wrong all this time, feel free to join us on our open mic. We will keep it open for about 10 minutes and then be going to the after show. But we got someone in, which means we're going to be going for about 30 more minutes or so. We're having fun, as we have been Skeptic Bible Studying. Says, you were saying because of why the ability to kill people as I became Mormon.
Yeah.
Born into that religion. Yeah, Mormon's interesting too. Mormonism. Dry like my mom's turkey on Thanksgiving.
I'll tell you, the worst Thanksgivings I remember was with the kosher turkeys when I was with my son's mother on Thanksgiving, because she's Jewish.
But I'm trying to. There's a kosher turkey. I guess there's just a kosher way to actually kill it. Maybe.
Yeah, yeah. You kill the turkey so that all the blood drains out. Not. Yeah.
Well, I will say I'm not a fan of that, maybe, but I am a fan of kosher hot dogs. The Hebrew National hot dogs are the shiz.
Well, it's not so much the kosher turkey that makes it bad. It's just the no meat and dairy mixed together. So yeah, that whole thing kind of made for a
An interesting dish is what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo. All right. Well, with that, I see Gur says he wanted to try and join in a bit. We are actually going to be going into open mic. You have to kill the turkey in Yahweh's name. That's right. Apparently we don't have to make sacrifices anymore because we killed a dude. And I love how they always say that. They're always like excited when they say that. They're always like, no. We don't have to kill animals anymore. We killed a human.
We killed a guy. But he was so perfect.
So perfect.
He was perfect.
And
he had a 15-foot long.
Okay. A 15-foot whale. And with that, we are going to be switching into the open mic. We have Flum, Brainbug.
We have quite an assortment back there.
I know. We're having fun on
Numbers
our Skeptic
33.
Bible Study, Numbers 33, the journeys of Israel.
Smish-mael.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen,
have a glass of water.
Woohoo! What is up, Flum? Welcome for joining us as we are Skeptic Bible studying. I hope you are doing well tonight. And of course, what are your thoughts? Ooh. I might have pulled Flum out without. I'll put you backstage. And you
probably
can
just
tell
stepped out
me when you're back. James, like we were just saying, James, it's always when
happens, yeah.
You're trying to go for a smoke break or a drink or something.
Get a drink. Take a tinkle.
Put you backstage for a second. We heart you, Flum, and we're gonna get Brainbug on. Woo-hoo! Brainbug, we hope you are doing well as we Skeptic Bible study on this Numbers chapter 33, the journeys of Israel, Smish-mael. And not only do I hope you're doing fantastic, but what are your thoughts?
Oh, I am doing well. Thank you for checking in on me. As far as the Bible story goes, I missed most of it. I just caught the tail end right before I popped in. I was like, "Oh, they're opening things up. I got to get in there." But I had been, honestly, getting stoned. So it's it's my Friday night.
Hey,
and
with a nice mantis there.
Yeah, well, the mantis was not out when I got stoned, but it's out now.
Is that a female?
It's sub-adult, so I can't tell.
Okay.
As they grow, they shed their layers and they grow a new segment on their back end right here. And the females will have 2 more molts than the males do.
Because they get much bigger.
Yeah. How dare you, Brainbug? How dare you be inconsistent on this gender of this other organism right here? The Bible says differently.
God made them male and female.
Until it gets to the final molt, this is they, them. So
okay.
I can relate.
Foiled again. Well, I am sending hearts to both of the lovely. The word is people, other organisms, the lovely people on screen. We love
lovely creatures.
Do they have a name?
No, this one doesn't have a name yet. You want to name
That's-
it? Amy can name it.
I'm trying to think of a good. We'll think of something throughout the
Jezebel,
stream.
A good,
Lilith.
strong biblical name.
Like, exactly.
Jezebel.
Biblically speaking, you like Jezebel? Is that a?
Jezebel.
Well, say if we were on a named book, I would be like, oh, let's name the mantis that. But since we're on numbers kind of sucks.
That's true. And let me tell you, Numbers is living up to its name. My goddess, we have to
Oh,
count.
Kings
people.
is the worst. I remember going through Kings with Junk Shop Library. Begat. The story is the same thing over and over again.
Exposition mode.
Yahweh has a prophet. The prophet's good. Everybody prospers. Then the people turn on the prophet, and God brings plagues and misery to them. And yeah, rinse and repeat.
Yeah, he really does like that whole plague shtick. That tends to be his thing. And all right, sending love to you, Brainbug. Woo-hoo! And
Woo-hoo.
we're
Davenport.
eventually go
Yeah.
into open
See Dave Gar out there.
conversation.
Hey, Dave Gar.
We
Iron Chariots here.
Mhm.
Germania.
And these
And we will eventually
Typical
go into open
skeptics.
discussion.
Yeah.
But we're going to try and get Flum back in here before we get Wildheart. Flum, how are you tonight? We are Skeptic Bible studying on Numbers chapter 33, the journeys of Israel Smish-mael. Hope you're doing well. Of course, what are your thoughts? I did. I see. I saw a vocal, but it might be me echoing "echo" as I shout.
I
into
think that was you.
All right, so that's okay, Flum. We're having fun with you here. We're gonna put you backstage, and we'll just add you to the open conversation if you're not back in time. But we still heart you. We heart all of our non-believers and believers. Doesn't matter who you are. But we are going to add Wildheart. Wildheart, I hope you are doing well. We are Skeptic Bible Study.
Yeah.
Why, hello. On the
Hello.
journeys of Israel Smish-mael, or rather Numbers chapter 3. And what are your thoughts about what we've been talking about or the chapter itself?
I've only just started watching. I cannot claim to know what you've been talking about.
That is okay. We have been going through, I'll even go up through the 3 headings. So we had the journeys of the children of Israel, where we kind of had to wait for the Egyptian firstborn sons to die, as you do. And then we kind of just went on they went on a journey of like passage, literally 30
Pitching their
40
tent.
passages of sound.
Pitching the tent here. Pitching the tent there. Pitching
Gets
here.
lonely in the
Pitching
desert, yeah.
Aaron Ra, the head priest of the time, died on his way there. And then to finish it off, as we finally got to Canaan,
Aaron Ra.
God was like, listen, you're going to conquer these Canaanites, or I'm going to do the same to you. So which would you like to do?
Right, so it was that one of the genocides?
Yes, it was.
Yes, right, just checking. Yeah. Right, so a bit of a camp, bit of a nap, then mass genocide. Let's go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, who doesn't love a good genocide every now and
I
then?
love a good genocide in the morning. Yeah.
And all right. Welcome, Wildheart. We're about to go.
Hello, quick to Mary and Iron Cherry saving the chat.
Woo-hoo. What's up, Iron? We love Iron.
Hey, we got Germania
And
back
we
there.
got Gur. We're going to add him in. I think, okay. Flum just added. So hold on one second, Gur. I'm going to try one. See again. Flum? Yeah. No. All right. We're moving. Germania. How are you tonight? We are Skeptic Bible studying on the journeys of Israel Smish-mael, Numbers chapter 33. I hope you are doing well. And what are your thoughts about the topic or anything we've been talking about tonight?
I hate to say it, I just tuned in, so I am very much behind.
Join the club.
But Amy, I have to say, not to bring the stream down, but I was COVID positive this week. but that gave me a chance to stay up all night because I don't have any work this week because I called out. And so I have been able to listen to your very, very late night streams, and I have enjoyed them very much. And so thank you for that.
Woo-hoo, absolutely. Thank you so much for enjoying them. And so I'll take that as a silver lining, ladies and gentlemen. As much as we want everyone here to be vaccinated, booster shotted, and as
Yes,
healthy as possible.
absolutely. Yes. Because even though, I've had both vaccines, the first one and the second one, I am due back for my booster, I think the end of this month. But I'm telling you, since I've been vaccinated, it has been less severe than a common cold, which is just more proof that the vaccine works. And please, for the love of all that is good, get vaccinated.
And it is not political. Vaccines are evolution. It's just a virus, and we need to treat it like a virus.
Exactly.
And all right, with that, I think.
Hi, Amy.
Thank you, Gurmy.
Woo-hoo.
Thank you.
What is up?
Hi, Amy. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. How are you,
Is
Flum?
that you, Flum? How are you doing?
I'm good. Did you have a happy new year?
I had a fantastic New Year. How about yourself?
I had a great one with my family.
Woo-hoo. Well, I'm so glad to hear you bringing in a fantastic New Year. But then I do have to ask you, how are you doing tonight? And then, do you have any thoughts about the topic we've been talking about, or just anything that we've been going over?
Well, the God of Yahweh is really not a nice God.
No, he's not.
He likes killing people. Like, if you bring the wrong kind of fire, he kills you.
If you tap
If
a
you
rock
bring
twice,
the-
he kills you.
That's not a nice God. It's really not a nice God. I don't know.
It really isn't.
What can you say? It's not a God I would worship.
Not even they say he's like all powerful, all nice, all this stuff. He's not even very nice. He's not even very moral.
No, but if I bring the wrong kind of fire and you kill me, I'm not on that boat.
Sounds like kind of a dick, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
You think that we could probably come up with a little bit better of a morality?
Yeah, that's. I don't know. Like,
One that doesn't include selling your kids into slavery, maybe?
or just go kill the people over there, but leave the young girls so you can take them as slaves.
Oh, morality.
And there's
Biblical family values.
There's actually apologetics for
Family
that. They will actually
values.
defend it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. The God of family values. Just kill all the people over there, but spare the young girls, specifically the young.
Yeah.
Let's not get into specifics, but you know what I mean.
Absolutely. And all right, with that, I just want to send a thank you so much to Ian Davenport and to all of our subscribers and viewers out there. We have been making milestones. We only have 150 subscribers left to get monetized. Couldn't thank you guys enough. And not only that, but there is already plans to do lots of fun stuff, like getting a whole bunch. I want to get a whole bunch of emojis and badges and stuff like that. Not just the first set is probably going to be of James and I, but man, I want to get like Theus Roundtable, ladies and gentlemen, Darv Dawkins and Batmans and Ken Hovens of the world. Oh man, can we have some fun stuff? So I just want to thank all of our fans, supporters, lovely viewers like you. I cannot
And no
thank you
detractors.
enough, and more fun to come. But with that being said, we are going to move into the open conversation of our open mic. We are talking Skeptic Bible
Thanks,
Study.
Iron.
Woohoo! Sending so much love, Iron. The journeys of Israel, Smish-mael, Numbers chapter 33, and just a lot of theological love in general. I'm looking for those theists out there. Come join us. As much as, of course, I love my non-believer, skeptic brothers and sisters. But the link is pinned in chat.
And just so if anybody's like can hear this, please like the stream. You have no idea how much a simple like of a video or a stream can do for a person. So please like this stream.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
And it does help.
What
the interaction
caliber
does.
of guest are you looking for Christians? Because or theists in general, because I can get you some for sure.
Well,
Like they are very, very woo-wooey people, and they're anti-vax, anti-mask.
Oh, that's the
No,
kind we
let's-
usually get.
let's
Yeah.
Look,
okay.
as
But I
long as
think
they don't
most of
break
them
the
are.
TOS, I am all for them. Because I'll be honest with you, I love both. I love the theists that are rational, are skeptical, and are on team science. They are invited, as always, to be part of our community, and I want to make as big a tent as possible. Nonetheless, it is the dirty little secret. The atheists, the non-believers, the agnostics of the world, we can't help ourselves. We do like talking to those people that disagree with ours. It is like catnip to a cat. And so if you have any
I
of
love
those
that.
people, they should. I always tell James, and James says the same thing back. I swear, we give them too much time. If we kicked more theists, I swear they would join. But we're like, no, come one, come all.
That's what they want. They want to be thrown out. That way they can say that, oh, look, those atheists, they kicked me out. They couldn't even refute what I was saying.
Oh yeah.
So I just dropped a channel in the side chat here. This guy I've been interacting with in these panel streams. He's really, really out there. But I made him mad last night, and then we made up. So
First of all, that sounds hot. I just want you to
Yeah, I
finish the
know.
last sentence specifically.
he's
I
not
wasn't
bad
going to say
looking either,
anything.
to be honest.
This
They
is
did
getting
go
better the
down
longer you talk.
the route, because I was like off camera, right? And they're like, "You sound like a homosexual." I was like, "Oh yeah."
You were like, you goddamn right.
And you should have been like, the way you sound, that
Seems
sounds
good.
kind of cute. So should we keep talking about
Yeah.
this?
Let's see where this goes.
Let's see where this goes. Is your night free?
It was, but other than that, I talked to the guy again tonight, and he was apologizing and stuff for it. But
Brain bug. This may have happened way too fast. This couldn't have happened way too fast. Why do you deny his love for you?
Oh,
I just want to
God.
go out on a limb and say
Why?
that Jesus is my yoga teacher, and I will never deny my love for him. He is fantastic. Do Pilates.
keep you toned.
Exactly. And to reiterate what Brainbug was saying, he's kind of cute. So, I mean, come on.
He's
But join us.
gully fit.
I know. He's CrossFit, some would say.
Oh,
Oh, I am
love
more
it.
proud of getting there than any of you would imagine.
you have to be purified by his love, Amy.
Never mind.
I will have to
That might be
say,
too
I
far.
want you to know that flattery gets you everywhere. Your soul is weak.
Amy, I love your haircut.
Well, thank you. And hey,
I
first
mean,
of all, I need to get highlights again. Those are always a good But
Well,
good point.
yes, that's
But-
true. Highlights are always good.
I thought
I
you were
mean-
gonna say you need to get high again there for a second. I'm
Oh,
like, yeah, me too.
well,
I mean that too.
and I feel bad. I know every time that an atheist goes into a theist channel, they're like, come on, as soon as possible, and they get kind of called out. And I can't help myself. Blessed be he. Feel free to join us. Or, I mean, if you don't have to, if you don't want to, don't feel the real pressure. But if you want to, I will say, do. The link is insane. Put it out there.
Amy, I think the first time I saw you in anything was on Modern Day Debate. And the way you opened up your debate, I can't remember what the topic was, but it has something to do with, does God exist, or does the biblical God exist or not? You just freaking killed it. And I thought, I don't know who this person is, but I've got to know more. And I think ever since then, I've been a follower of your channel. Like, I mean, you just knocked it out of the freaking park. So I'm sorry. I know I'm like fanboying right now, but I had to say that. Because I don't know if I've ever told you that before.
I'm going to keep on saying
I
this
get a room.
As many times as I can, but flattery will get you everywhere. I stand by this. Wait.
I wasn't trying to. I just had to say that while I was thinking about it.
Get off your knees, Gur. You're embarrassing us.
I'm sorry.
I will say,
I'm not sorry.
Normally, that is Gavin. Are you doing well down there? Oh, yep, Gavin is doing well down there. I had a good debate with Gavin. I can only do so many jokes. So on praise, I am.
Has he got more than a mouthful down there?
He does. Always, as much as I can. What is up, Atheist Sanctuary? But I will say, there are more debates in the work. We had a great reception from all three of our debates that we put up so far, and basically the results that just give us more. And so we are looking for theists, though. So we've been going, I think James said, on Standing for Truth. I need to go on Praise I Am. If either of those two people are listening, Smokey, Logical, Plausible, get
Little
your butt on here.
We
need more theists. And
Little Peepee's kind of been neutered lately.
Oh, he hasn't been
Yes,
coming on?
Didn't Praise always used to be on your channel?
You know, during
Always
the
saw
beginning,
him.
there were some. We've had D'Angelo used to come on here. Sal, I saw Sal.
You're
the
nothing
other day.
but
But when we're talking about fanboying, I saw your stand-up show.
Ooh, hopefully more stand-up coming soon too.
oh no shit.
So,
Purify your magic.
So, and I will say, and I always feel it's unfair when it's like the voice taking on the text comments, because it's like, I'll give you the tip. When you are in comedy, never heckle, because the person with the mic always wins. And so I always feel unfair, but I actually love this. So I am sending you love, blessed be he. So keep on sending in comments. I actually love it. Okay, Amy, your soul is weak. Purify.
Catholic
what?
traditionalists.
Purify your metal. I like how if you just read the beginning and the end, it's normal Christianity. But there's like those. Anyone ever saw that commercial on Nickelodeon like a decade ago where like you can make your own jewelry? You can. So it reminds me of that. Purify your metal. Jesus told me how to purify my own metal. It's like Jesus. I want you to know that now that makes me think of the statement. It's like Jesus told you to invest in gold. He's like,
I don't even know what that means.
No excuses. I do have excuses. In fact, I have to say this.
Alex Jones.
Have to say this once a live stream, once a podcast. I do come from a Jewish background, which means that I do have excuses. My family and the others that I assume, because I think my parents haven't gone to, speaking of decades, they probably haven't gone to a synagogue in decades. Nonetheless, They have reasons why they don't believe that Jesus told them. So it's not just the atheist versus theist. You have to actually give us reasons why your version of theism is true.
Ah, yeah.
And that's true. I need to do some smelting. I have not been doing smelting as much anymore. I need to be creating weapons to go after Dark Lords, I believe. Yep.
No, I think it means get
Your
rid
crafting
of
skills are low.
Pattern era. You know, when Metallica went country western, purify your metal just means just get rid of all that. I think that's what it means.
Means get rid of your
It's load and green.
Norwegian death metal.
Those albums have to go.
exactly. Purify your
I
metal.
think that sounds
Metal is
like
inside you.
lyrics, kind of. Amy, your soul is weak.
I know it sounds
I'm
metal,
not
doesn't it?
100% sure. It does. That's why I have to say it like that. I am not sure what you mean. So we are made of carbon. We have a multitude of different elements, but there is also a reason why we don't go off
Iron.
in a metal detector. So it's like, where do you
Very
draw the
minute.
line there?
Right.
You have a lot of metal in your blood.
Sure.
There's still
exactly.
more iron in your body.
That's what carries
box of
the
Cheerios.
oxygen. Actually, I don't really remember this because I'm not a biologist.
But I would say
In your lungs, the oxygen binds to the metal, and then it gets carried through your
The
veins.
hemoglobin, the iron. Yeah.
Yeah,
you
yes,
probably
yes.
want to purify that.
I'm with Shane Billowitz. Yeah, Metallica, Megadeth, most said Iron Maiden, none of that new metal crap. Exactly. Yes.
Shane Billowitz says purify your metal means Metallica, Megadeth, Motorhead, Iron Maiden, none of that new metal crap.
I love new metal. Like, absolutely love it.
I love new
Uh-oh,
metal
the
too. I
spice
can't lie.
begins. Now we got the debate on.
I love Papa
Heretics.
Roach.
Corn.
Linkin Park.
Oh,
Linkin
Too
Park.
much iron in your blood. It makes sense. I'm gonna have to lift.
I
myself
admit
up.
it. Limp Bizkit too. I admit it.
I do like Limp Bizkit. I love their cover of Faith. It's so funny.
oh, that is
So
brilliant.
catchy.
Actually,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like you know about
Good stuff.
Deftones.
Deftones.
Hey, at least we're getting a theist somewhere. I'm going to take it anywhere I can get, ladies and gentlemen. Blessed be he, once again says, Jesus gave you the gift. He gave you Zales, the diamond store. Wait, no. Of your body.
He didn't go to Jared.
Damn it. He should have. He should have went to Jared. You have fallen. Purify yourself. Which sounds kind of kinky towards the end.
Colonic irrigation, maybe?
Jesus needs to up his gift game.
I know. But, I mean, look, I'm pretty sure. I don't want to go into too much detail because I don't want to think about it. But I'm pretty sure it's because my mom and dad did the silly willy. And so I would bet on that over Jesus. But, you know, I am open-minded.
Yeah. Well, one thing that I just cannot get from Christianity is that God sent his one and only begotten son to take a 3-day vacation for the sins of the world. It's like, okay, did he die? Well, I mean, his body died, but he was still alive. So it's like, okay, so I could take a bullet from someone in a bulletproof vest, and you would say that was love. I mean, it just the whole Christian story of Jesus dying for someone or for the sins of the world when really he didn't even actually die. That just it takes away all of the sacrificial elements of the story because he didn't actually sacrifice himself, especially if he knew what was going to happen, which was nothing, a 3-day vacation. But
Yeah.
He had a bad weekend for our sins.
you're right.
And then he gets to
And
reign
also there's Ezekiel 16, I think, in the Old Testament.
I like
And
to think he
that's-
came back even
That
sexier,
says
though.
that you can't
Longer hair.
Oh my.
you can't pay for other sins. So if you commit a sin, someone else can't take the blame. That's
That's it.
Ezekiel 16 in the Old Testament.
Well, and also
So it doesn't
Yeah.
work in any way.
right. Well, and another thing is, why would I have to pay for the sins of my ancestors?
Yes, that's what Ezekiel 16 is saying.
And don't get me wrong, I'm sure, being a white person, my ancestors did a lot of objectionable things, but it wasn't me personally. So why would God design such a system to where I have to pay for what my great grandfather did, or what my grandfather did, or my dad did? Like, I mean,
Because he's way smarter than we are.
right? It
Are
just
they sadistic, petty, and unjust? Maybe.
yeah, like I had like it's kind of like saying my grandfather ate out of the cookie jar, therefore I must be punished for him eating out of the cookie jar. It's like, what
Well-
sense does that make?
So when
Or
you're talking about
he ate
something
off
like
of the wrong tree.
when you're talking about something like slavery, though, you got to keep in mind that it's a social thing. It's not you
yeah.
personally making reparation. It's the society that oppressed the other.
No, I
group.
agree. Yeah,
They-
I
they
agree with that.
expose them, lifting them up a little bit, helping getting them up to equality or equity.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But with God's
Now you're
justice, it seems to
talking
be
reparations. Now you're not talking paying for other sins.
I don't believe in sin, so it has to be for actions.
But it's not just a social thing, because God actually made the laws for slavery. So he's saying you how to do slavery correctly. It's not just a God actually
Right.
made.
Oh yeah, I think Numbers has a lot of verses on slavery, doesn't it? The book you're
yes,
up to.
and Leviticus.
Straight to Moses.
Lots in Exodus and Leviticus, and probably in Deuteronomy.
Exodus 21.
Yeah, I think Deuteronomy does as well.
Numbers
you're
is
right.
more of an exposition from one census to another. It can get kind of dry, sparsed with atrocities and genocide.
Because like my mom believes in what's called generational curses. For example, my grandfather was a what do you call it? It's not the Illuminati. It's what always gets confused as Illuminati. He was a what is the name of that club?
Mason.
He
Stone
was a
Masons.
Mason. And because my grandfather was a Mason, my mother felt it was best for me and my siblings to pray to break off the generational curse, because my grandfather was a certain way, even though he was relatively speaking, a
man.
decent person. Yeah, it's like, so he was. Let's just grant the
It's
argument.
superstition.
It's superstition, yes.
Freemason, to be
But
precise.
let's just grant the argument that being a Freemason means you're against God. Okay, how does me being born of his blood also make me against God? Like, even if I grant the argument, it's still so silly because I had nothing to do with that particular motion, you know?
Well, just because it
That's
doesn't
an
make sense to
interesting
us
point.
doesn't mean it makes perfect sense to God.
Right? His ways are higher than our ways.
Right. So,
Yeah.
hey, you don't have to understand it.
But
Just
in
break the
order
damn
to
curse.
be a Freemason, you have to believe in a higher deity. You don't have to believe in a Christian God, but you have to believe in a higher
Right.
deity.
But according to the conspiracy theorists, at a higher level, they all turn wicked and start worshiping the devil, and it really takes a
Right.
darker turn. You know, that level that nobody gets to, that only the elite get to, I guess.
Sure, but you still have to believe in a God.
Well, yeah, it's just at a certain point they tell you the god is really the devil, and they all sacrifice babies to him or something or another. I don't know.
Sure, but that's Illuminati and all that. That's
Yeah.
not
But there is
how
no
this
God
thing
to begin
works.
with, though.
There is no god to begin with.
Right. There's no God out there.
Jesus will come down on you like a 26-ton hammer. Is that biblical? I'm just wondering why they picked 26-ton. Is that from the Bible? Seems overly specific, if not.
I thought it was only 16 tons. What? You got 10 tons extra?
Yeah, I want to
Shane
join the
wants to
lot.
join the Illuminati. They
The
have a lot of
Illuminati
money.
as well.
Damn right, Shane.
I would join if they offered me enough.
You can also get space lasers that way, and it's always a good time when you're using space lasers.
All I want is a laser and a jetpack. That's all I want out of life. I'll be happy with the jetpack.
Sharks with laser beams attached to their foreheads.
Evil. Pure evil. Anyway.
$1 million.
Just Googled it, can't find anything about a 26-ton hammer. 10-ton hammer by Machine Head. That's it. I think they're just making shit up, to be honest.
And I just want to...
Sorry.
Oh, no. I just want to... I'm waiting for this second coming. Now, look. He was a good boy. He got permission the first time. But I am still waiting 2,000 plus years for him to come back.
Yep.
I'd say he never came the first time.
Amy. It was the year 33, so you have 12 more years.
I mean, at this point, we're approaching 2,500 years. I mean, if you think about it.
I want to meet the guy who's still alive from when Jesus said.
Dan is late to the party.
Yeah.
What's up, Dan?
What is up, Dan? Dan's always late. I love Dan.
We haven't heard from Dan in a while in the Bible, Amy.
Daniel.
Woo-hoo.
Materialist Daniel.
And we will eventually read the Book of Mormon. As he reminds me, because there is a Skeptic's Annotated Book of Mormon.
Amy could have used an appearance by Dan today, going through all those names. She used to go through all the names, and then in the middle of nowhere, it'd be Dan. And a bunch of names that she couldn't pronounce. In the middle of all those names, just Dan. It's like, oh, okay, we love you, Dan.
Our Lord and Savior.
That's funny.
We are Skeptic Bible Study, and we'll go on for maybe 10 more minutes, 10, 15. We'll make it maybe 45, but then we are heading out into the open mic. So if you want to join us on our open mic, atheist, theist, now's the time to do so. I'm going to send the link back in the chat and put it up on screen.
I was going to say, Amy, you might want to pin the StreamYard link to the top of the side chat.
I normally do that. I am going to do that. Thank you so very much.
You're slacking.
I need to F-U-C-U-S. We all know what that spells. A good Saturday.
I was homeschooled. I don't know how to spell.
Or Darth Dawkins. Neither does Darth Dawkins. So
I'm telling you, I don't know why so many people enjoy listening to Darth Dawkins. Whether he gets destroyed or not, he's just such a waste of time, in my little opinion. Like, it's just, why would anyone listen to him?
Well, the presuppositional apologetics is like, it kind of is like torture. But
it's like BDSM, isn't it?
the reason, in fact, I will tell you why I watch it is because they use it. There's the only reason, because it's nonsense.
Yeah.
Basically, they try and take you on the biggest philosophical quandaries of the day. They know they have no answer to. And then every time you try to actually talk about any of them or ask them a question about it,
Why does that not
I
surprise
can
me?
imagine. And you know why? Because I've seen you, Shane, and you are pretty decent at philosophy. And so anyone, especially a non-believer and an atheist, that is going to be able to distangle the word
Tentacles.
I was going to say word. I guess it is a word salad. He is using words, but almost all of them could be reduced to simpler,
Right.
more understandable words. It is almost like, well, the common point I bring up about creationists, the same is true about presuppositional apologetics. There's two goals: the non-believer, the skeptic, the scientist-friendly person, is trying to convey information, and the creationist, presuppositional apologist, etc., is trying to sound technical.
Good night, brain bug.
Oh, night, brain bug.
Good night, brain bug.
Love. And so those are just two different goals. You want to sound technical because you want to win people over, and
You want to do
can
a
listen to
John
Guts
Maddox?
Gibbon try and explain to John Maddox over and over about evolution. And it won't matter how many times.
Wait. Are you insisting that that it's just random chance? That's my impression of little people.
And it's funny, you brought up one of their buzzwords. They have a whole bunch of buzzwords.
Random.
Chance,
Yeah.
random, nothing.
Random mutations.
They must, on some level, be trying to annoy everyone maximally, though. On some level.
That is more of a premise than we normally get. They are maximally trying to annoy us.
Maximally.
And they're good at it.
Yeah.
Yes, they are very good at it. Annoyingly good at it.
Do
if
a
you will.
pretty good Jordan Peterson.
Yeah. So Germania over here hasn't even done any of the research. Germania has not read the paper by Dr. Thompson that says that the neurological codons of the
It's a code.
mitochondrial reflux cannot be solved with random amino acid channels through the codons of the mitochondria.
That is a very good impression.
James, you don't understand. It's in the substrate of the culture.
Right. So Flum is insisting on using arguments that we've debunked many, many times over. I really don't want to go through that again, Flum.
No, but it's in the substrate of the culture. Do you understand?
Is it in the
It's
metaphysical
the way
substrate?
we tell the story. It's not the story.
Wait.
itself.
Let me quote to you all a bunch of quotes that sound like they agree with me, even though I disagree with them on everything else.
Biblically speaking.
Yeah. What's your response?
And so,
Did they get-
Shane-
Sorry.
Oh no, you're
Did
good.
Do they understand that chemicals interacting with each other isn't random? There's a process
No,
of chemical.
they don't.
It's not random.
It's-
It's not chance. It's what chemicals do when they.
Matter following the laws of physics, which is the only thing it can do. It cannot do anything else.
Yeah, it's not random.
Because all it's going to do is follow the laws of physics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well. Oh, what's the shot?
Shane asks, apologists and creationists try to make science sound more religious and religious sound more scientific. I agree. They're trying to put them on equal footing because they recognize they aren't.
Yep. Agreed.
Well, that's when they say you have faith too. Or
Oh yeah.
atheism is a religion too.
So yeah, it's just that just annoys me so much. I have faith, but it's okay because you have faith too. It basically,
I think
Kuko Kwe.
the books written about it.
How much faith does it take to not believe in something? I've never understood that.
And you don't. In fact,
Hmm.
I'm going to say something. I'll bring up a point. I would say that we generally don't have faith in things. They like to equate it that, oh, everyone has faith. You have faith in your partner, don't you? It's like, well, you actually have trust, confidence.
Right.
You actually, based on empirical evidence and
It's not blind
experience.
faith, because
It's not
you should
blind,
be
I-
able to see signs that maybe your faith is misplaced, or that maybe you should have questions about your partner.
I'm a lot more pragmatic. When I sit down in my chair, I have faith that my chair will hold me, but one day it won't,
But you only
because
have
it
faith
will
for.
be old and broken down. But
See, I
I
would
will every day. I will sit down in my chair and I will believe that it will hold.
See, I would say you have confidence that your chair is going to work, and every time you sit in it, you are doing an experiment. And with each experiment, you have like a new data point. And
But you only need faith to believe in something. You don't need any faith to not believe in something. Is my point.
yeah,
Well,
It's-
they would say you have to assume that the natural world is real, which we do. I
Right.
mean, but we have a good reason to assume that it's real.
Mm.
But what we don't have is a reason to assume that there's something above the natural world, something supernatural, metaphysical, that we don't have any evidence for. Just because we don't understand everything about the natural world doesn't mean the explanations must come from outside of it. It can just be parts of it that we just don't
Right.
understand yet.
It's like how much faith do you need to believe that Bigfoot doesn't exist?
Right.
How much faith does that take?
Yeah, because
None.
anytime I hear a Christian say you have to have faith that God doesn't exist, I think I don't have faith that Santa Claus doesn't exist. I just simply don't believe that Santa
You don't
Claus
have a reason
exists.
to think he does.
Right. I have no reason to think that Santa Claus exists as he is
That's right,
told
Shane.
in kid stories. Yeah.
Faith is a good way to be wrong. And you would only ever use faith as a reason to believe in something when you had nothing else. Like, because if you had anything else, you would put forth what else do you have. You would only use faith when that's it. You have nothing else.
All right. It's like the last ditch effort that Christians, well, a lot of religious people have, not just Christians.
yeah. I mean, it. In fact, that would bring me to this point. See, my question would be, if faith can get you to many different solutions, how can it be the answer for anything? I want to know if faith can get you to Muhammad, Jesus Christ,
Krishna,
and
Odin,
yeah, if it can get you
Right.
to
Thor.
any
Yeah.
of these, how can it be a reliable methodology to truth?
Plus, that's supposed to be a definition of
That's the
faith.
problem with Pascal's wager, right?
Right. Now, to his defense, when Pascal made that.
What God do you believe in?
Exactly.
At the end, you can live a life of excess, and at the end, you can just say that you believe in God and you'll be saved. That's Pascal's wager.
Well, that's not the Christianity Pascal believed in. Pascal was a Roman Catholic, so his theology was a little different on that. But to
But
Pascal's defense,
it's a version of Pascal's wager.
a version of
That
it,
you
but
can no just leave out the live a life in excess. That's immaterial. It's why not believe in a God instead of believing in no gods? Because when you die, If you believe in a God, you'll be saved. And if you believe in no God, you'll go to hell.
That
Is
would
that
work
fair,
with,
James?
What's that?
Is that fair?
That would
Well,
work if there's only one possible God. So it's God or no God.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
there's
yes.
millions of different gods, so
That's the problem. That's the
Yeah, you have to
problem
pick
with
the
the
right God as well.
Pascal's wager.
now
That
to
it
be
doesn't take into account all the other
It doesn't.
gods you could believe in, and
But
all
to
the
be fair
other
to
hells.
Pascal, at the time he lived in Europe, it was like 99% Roman
In
Catholic. So
1750, he didn't know.
yeah,
You
they
should
weren't
have-
taking into account other gods.
No, I don't know. You're not giving them enough credit.
No, Pascal was French.
Not
You
at
should refer to the French. Sorry.
And I have to just because I can't help myself. I have a pet peeve on this show, which is prophets. May sound really weird. Like, why would you care about prophets? They piss you off? No, it's not that they piss me off. It's that I do not understand how someone has a one-on-one connection with God. And it's
Right.
not like just the schmucks, not us. It's like there's this special dude that has a one-on-one connection, like a middleman connection. Doesn't that seem weird? Like
Mhm.
just go outside, Christian, Jew, Muslim. Doesn't it seem weird that there would be like guys that would just talk to God? There'd be like less than like it's like the Avengers Bronze Age. I'm trying to help me out here.
This is a long conversation because I think actually Jesus was 4 or 5 of those people you talk about
Maybe.
that had this kind of special connection with God.
Oh, you
And they lived around 50 before and 50 after, and they all got smooshed into this story that we call Jesus.
I feel like I was with you for half of that. Did you also say that you do believe that Jesus, that all these people were talking with God?
No, they weren't talking.
They weren't talking.
They walked out in the desert. They said weird things. They did strange things. People had stories about them. And those stories are the stories we hear.
Mhm.
But they got smooshed into one story. So instead of hearing a lot of different stories, we just hear one story.
I think I agree with Pat in that there's a chance that it could have been an amalgamation of people that became
Right.
the Jesus mythos.
Different stories cobbled together.
None of the story makes sense. Like none of the killing a guy to get out of your bad deeds doesn't make sense. A virgin birth is irreverent. It's like why? That is so random. They're trying to think of walking on water into wine. Like it's just
Catching
random.
fish.
Like these are things that you get on a superhero team for. Like when you are applying.
No, but that's not to blame you, but all those magic tricks, all those you call miracles, they are known in the Greek Empire as magic tricks. Like turning water into wine is an old Balkan tradition. That's from 300 before Christ. That's old things.
Are you saying Jesus was a magician and he was just trying to pull off?
Yeah,
a
yes,
great-
yes. And then turning loaves and fishes. That's a common magic trick.
I mean,
Anybody can do it. Anybody can do it.
it is
That's
more probable than the literal story.
Yeah,
no,
yes, that's true.
but
I agree.
that they are all magic tricks. They are not miracles.
Yeah, no, and I cannot get that through to Christians at all. Like they are like, what do you mean? No. We killed the Jesus. It gets us off of our sins, and that means that he's God. I'm like, no, that's not math. I don't get how killing a perfect guy means that it's a God.
So life.
In fact, I repeat this over and over. If someone comes to you and they're like, Jake, we found out a way to get out of all our bad deeds. They're like, oh my
We gotta kill
tell us,
somebody.
tell us. They're like,
Kill that
we
guy.
gotta kill somebody. And then your immediate thought is like, whoa, we can't kill someone. And their first response is, no. You don't get it. This dude is perfect. Okay.
He's
You
God.
are not the good guy in that story. You really aren't.
It's so true.
Understand.
We gotta kill
Oh.
the good guy so we can be forgiven for things that we did that the other guy thinks was wrong.
Liquidate death row and put innocent people there instead, right?
Yeah,
It'll be a great idea.
That's the thing. It's like, okay, this guy said that he would plead guilty on your behalf, even though he's innocent. But he'll take
You
the
killed
punishment
20
for you.
people, but we'll kill him instead.
Right. It just makes no
And
freaking
wait.
sense.
Are we actually getting, like, I can't tell. Are we actually getting legitimate other Christians at, like, the zenith hour? You guys are exciting me. Don't leave. I feel like you're leaving because of mockery. We're still going to do mockery, but I still love you, so you should still stay.
Yeah.
But the Old Testament, you have to look at the Old text. Ezekiel 16 says you can't repent for other sins. So it doesn't even work.
Yeah,
That's
the
If
theology
Jesus
is
dies
incoherent.
for our sins, the Old Testament says you can't die for other sins.
Oh yeah, well, I would
Unless
say
you're
that
God.
it's a canon battle, but the Jews
Yeah.
would say that the Christian mythology is Jesus failing at being the Jewish Messiah. He was not able to conquer Jerusalem.
Yeah, you
and do
know,
all
you're
that.
a Jew, you know, it doesn't work.
And so it's a but see, it's exactly. But it's a canon battle, so that's their fight. I'll let them have it. But not only couldn't I agree with you more, but I want to. I do want to point out that Scarlet Witch is a nexus being, meaning she's in every universe, just like God. She cannot not exist, and I don't know. She's kicked ass. I've seen her kick some booty. So
Oh, she's so awesome.
Yeah, and she's also Christian. So that's kind of weird.
Wait, what? Is she?
Yes, she believes Christ died for her sins.
Well, that's unfortunate, but she's still cool, though. I mean, as far as I know.
That's unfortunate.
Well, she got tortured to be a really cool Nexus being. So that's really weird.
used to like
See,
it.
it's just like Jesus. See. And okay, I do want to send out some comments. So we're about to wrap up and go to outros. I wish
Woohoo.
some famous. I know James is like, because we're about to hit hour 3. It's been a fun Skeptic Bible study. I see Sasquatch was saying to discover the secrets of the universe, first you have to know they exist.
That's true. That's true. You have to know the question before you ask it.
Well, you have to this. I mean, it's a semantic game. I'm trying to see how you cut it. You got to go out there and discover it. Then once you discover it, then you do know it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as Aaron Roth says, if you can't show it, you don't know
You
it.
don't know it.
And then Jesus is the
The great
truth.
Aaron Roth.
Yes.
That's why. See, what does that mean, though? That is a non sequitur. This is why I asked presuppositional apologists and everyone. I'm like, get me from Jesus to a hamburger to into my car. It never happens. Like, you can't say, when you say Jesus is the truth, the way, the light, that is poetry. That is why
No,
so many people.
yeah.
What were you gonna say?
No man comes in the Father except by Jesus.
Oh my God, that
But
sounds
we don't
so
kink shame
dirty.
people. That's why.
You can come in the Father.
That's why so many people are, paraphrase, searching for truth. They don't know Jesus. I mean, I
You
disagree.
never asked him to come inside you, Amy. You've never asked him.
Yes, what? Gotta ask for permission.
That makes
If you- If you ask him, he will. He never says no, Amy.
And so Jesus, I don't believe is the truth. Nonetheless, I will agree with you that many people are searching for the truth. I believe that we as humans are trying to find our way. I think that's why a skeptical mindset is great, because it kind of
Agreed.
defends us against a lot of bullshit. But
Yeah.
you know,
That it does.
atheists.
That's why we are here.
Exactly. I will say I recommend Bed Bath and Beyond. Just giving that suggestion. But yeah, guys, we are good. The last 5 minutes, and we're going into outros. Anything
I have been
on
down the
topic or on-
path, and I know there's not a lot of.
You have been,
like,
Plum. You have been.
It's dirty. You go down.
Thank you.
It's
Yeah.
Oh my!
When you're in a
I
box
like-
of deceit. I've
Just bring it
never
in.
been in a box
Bring
of
it
deceit, to be honest. I don't know what a box of deceit is. I don't know how I could be in a box of deceit.
A
I don't know what
box
it
of
is.
deceit.
It's not as good as a box of joy.
When you're in the box of deceit,
A box of
A box
Yeah.
of joy.
I'll take your advice.
There's also an SNL skit that in a box that might be better. But yes, I would love to know what a box of deceit is.
You know, when it comes to pre-suppers, I don't know about the rest of you, but in my experience with talking with pre-suppers, they won't let you talk. I don't know if that's just a pre-supper thing or what.
No. That is
script.
specific. I very much. If you ever can,
There's a very
I
good reason.
actually have the fancy paper. I should make fucking graphics. Cursey. I
You
should make
should.
the things that just have question counters. All I want is answered question counters.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you answer a question, I answer a question. James was saying like 10-1. I'll take it. I'll take 10-1.
If you
for
could
a
get
free
10-1
supper.
questions, yeah.
Like, and
Yeah.
I have to actually answer my one question. I will Rick and
Yeah, they
Morty
can't
this shit.
squirm away. What was it? Darth asked you like 20 questions, and you were just trying to get one question in, and
I
you
believe
just
it.
kept squirming away.
Because I just want to ask him questions about his belief system, his theology, and specific notions on like consciousness. And if he could just answer
we're almost
those
done, Newman.
three-
We're almost done,
Oh,
Newman.
yeah.
Why are you acting like a
here's
snot-nosed
psychology.
14-year-old? Oh, I'm sorry,
Exactly.
12-year-old.
I once
I don't
asked
wanna
what his
insult
next
14-year-olds.
atheist game show will be. I liked Atheist Jeopardy. I thought it was genius.
That was a good
Yeah.
show episode.
Yeah, I mean, say what you want about him, but he does make a great atheist.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Newman,
It all comes down to how do you know what you know?
Oh, it's been 3 hours. I see it. I
I'm
don't know
praying
why I
those
said that.
outro. We're getting ready to head out. We have been
She's ready to come.
Skeptic Bible Study. You know, sometimes
been 3
you've been
hours.
playing with it so much. That what were we talking about?
3 hours. You just get
I
started.
am sending love, and to all of our theist brothers and sisters. We actually got a few who joined us.
We did have a few.
Sending love even.
Although I think
for
Show Me
going back and
Sasquatch
forth.
was trolling us.
But like I said, blessed be
he was a good
I
troll.
know that, like I said, the voice versus text, I always feel like that is an easy advantage. Once again, nonetheless, the link is pinned in chat, so we always welcome everybody on.
Hitting the tail on the train.
We are about to go into our outros.
Amy, out of curiosity, how long does your streams usually last? Because usually I'm in bed when they're going. And even though I've been off work this past week,
always on.
I end up going to bed before they're finished, and I have no idea how long they go on
The
for.
target amount is 1.5 to 3-ish hours and change.
Okay.
But it does our
Sometimes
record longest.
we go longer.
We had our original record was like 8, and then it became like
12 hours.
12, something like that.
It was like, it was over 11 hours.
Damn.
With Preacher.
That's
I
impressive.
You had
didn't
to do
watch
it.
that one. I watched the 8 and
That's impressive, though.
I don't know how long.
Oh, it was
8
torture.
and some 50 minutes, I think.
Excuse me.
I watched
You know the Preacher?
live.
Yeah, I've talked with the
Live.
preacher before.
Yeah.
The
Wow.
thing was, it was
11 hours with the Preacher.
a blessing because it was a fun. I loved it. I said at the very beginning, I could smell it. I'm like, this is going to be a
Yeah,
It's gonna be a
I get
marathon.
that.
And I'll tell you why. And then
Peter was on.
We'll head to outros. But here's what happened. As we were preparing that stream, it was just going to be, we just invited him on. And then Peter and Preacher, they had become good friends in this one stream. This one stream. They had a single stream where they were actually
Their eyes
really having
crossed
good
and-
dialogue.
Oh
They
my
were really
God.
seeing eye to eye. And they're like, no, we need to really have a conversation. So we're like, all right, let's have a conversation. And so
3 hours
invited
later.
them on, and it was like
Preacher wanted
WWE
to watch a
in
video.
that, he wanted to. So here's
Guaranteed
the
to
double-sided
convert us.
sword. Well, we had to see the video because he promised us if we watched the entire video in its entirety without breaks, without doing 2 parts,
Not
or
in separate
anything,
parts.
that we would be converted to his version of Christianity.
Mm.
And so we had to take the challenge, but like a true WWE match, like I put them backstage for like a minute, and they're like, hey, and then the theology battle. It was just like it was on like Donkey Kong from before it was live. It was and
Wow.
from the go. And so it was a fantastic 10, 11, 12 hours.
It was 11 hours. yeah.
One thing that was so weird about my interaction with
fun,
the
though.
preacher
It was fun.
was I was actually defending most Christians against him, which it felt so weird
Because
because
his
I'm like,
theology is crazy compared to
yeah,
most.
because I was like, wait a second, the guy you just spoke to is a Christian, and the guy he spoke to was, one of those nutbags, and I was like, so this guy believes that Jesus died and rose again for his sins, but you're saying he's not a Christian? And the preacher was like, yeah, because he believes he can still sin. And I was like, wait, you can go out and kill people and still go to heaven, right? And he's like, yeah. And I said, but this guy is not going to heaven simply because he believes he can still sin.
Yeah.
And the preacher was like, yep, absolutely.
Because the
I'm like,
because the reason he said is like, oh, I was trying to quit smoking. I was trying to quit doing the bad things I was doing, and I couldn't do it. So I spent like a year, 18 hours a day. I still spend 18 hours a day, but I spent that time reading the Bible, and I discovered this theology that all things are good. Everything is permissible. So
Right.
therefore, I don't sin. He even said I could go and touch a child inappropriately, and it wouldn't
my
be
God.
sin. They would put me in prison. It would be really bad, but God would not hold it against me.
That's just crazy. Like,
It's really,
The
really
way I think he
crazy
justifies it is
theology.
all of the terrible, because the smoking, we'd ask about smoking and stuff like that.
mhm.
He would
Like a
say
chimney,
that as
chain
long as you
smoking.
don't consider it sin, it is not sin.
Yeah. So
I
I
reject
could go out and
the
kill
concept.
5 people. Now they would put me in prison for the rest of my life. That would suck, but
As long as it's
God
not
wouldn't hold it against me.
right.
Yeah.
That's just
Though I will say to
No,
answer
but
a long-
that's a very weird discussion
Absolutely.
it could be the
because
marketing for religion.
right.
yes, but
I love that.
it's like there's been wars in Europe, serious wars, like the 30 War, the 100-year war, and
Lots of
they're
wars.
about yeah, and they're about how you believe, and
Some
it's
of
how
it.
you believe in the same thing.
Some of it.
I just want to answer a
They all
long.
believe in the same thing.
Well, I will say religion is all the same non-truth. That is,
They're all
That's
equally
fair.
wrong.
That's fair.
They're all equally wrong.
but they get to hold that together. What's that? I want to answer a long, thought-out question, and then we are going out. Really,
In
a
a bang.
comment, really. Wow, it's my 3rd time I can reference Norm Macdonald. Really, comment.
The rapper.
Which is always I'm happy to do.
Foreskins.
Yes.
You can always reference the Reverend Norm Macdonald.
That's right. He was a beloved Canadian.
Was.
But
Isn't that an oxymoron?
I will say this is this isn't, I think, my joke, but it may not be possible, but we could keep on trying. That's really the important thing, folks. That's really the important thing. And with that, I think, woohoo! I think sending so much love. And I think we're heading into our outros. It has been fun with us tonight. All right. As long as so nicely. We are moving into our Skeptic Bible Study outros.
How straight was that mime, Amy?
Oh, it was super, super straight. Once again, so straight it transcended straightness where it came back around again. And it's kind of curious again.
Straight as a ramp.
We're trying to find pi, ladies and gentlemen. But Flum, we have been Skeptic Bible studying on Numbers chapter 33, the journeys of Israel.
James is straight as Mobius strip.
Exactly. And oh my God, who had my great Loki reference? Mobius M. Mobius. What is from Wow? I'm trying to remember his name. Owen Wilson, the lovely Owen Wilson.
Wow.
But yes, Flum, I hope you had a fantastic night on
Thanks for coming on.
Skeptic Bible Study. Where can people find you, and what are your final thoughts?
People can't find me.
He finds them. Thanks, Flum.
That was funny.
All right. Thank you so very much, Flum. And we're moving right down the list. And then a reminder, we will be going to the after show in Discord, the link of which is in the description below. Thank you so very much, Flum, for joining us. And Germania, we have been Skeptic Bible studying on Numbers chapter 33, the journeys of Israel. I shouldn't make you do it now. I feel bad. Israel, Smish-mael. Where can people find you, and what are your final thoughts?
Well, if anyone cares at all, you can find me on YouTube. Just type in GRR Mania or Germania. But more importantly, if you are watching this video and you are not subscribed to Amy Newman, then just hit the sub button and preferably also hit the notification button. And Amy, I've enjoyed this very much. I really appreciate being here and you letting me on your show. My new year has
Welcome
started
anytime, Ger.
well, I appreciate that. My new year started off kind of crazy with the Rona and everything, but I feel 1,000 times % better, and I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah.
You all have a good night and stay skeptical.
Yeah. My family's fighting it off right now, and they're not vaccinated, so they're doing pretty rough.
Yeah, like
But,
that's okay. I will go off on a tangent on anti-vaxxers, so I'm just not gonna say anything. But yes,
Yeah, I know.
I will be here all night if
Fundamentalist Christians. What can you do?
Yeah, yes, exactly. All right, y'all have a good one, and Amy, thanks again.
Ger.
Y'all have a good one, okay?
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so very much, Ger. And all right. With that, we're going to hand it to
Wild.
Wildheart.
Hey,
We have been
Wildheart.
Skeptic Bible studying on Numbers chapter 33, the journeys of Israel, Smish-mael. I hope you had a fun time. Where
It's
can
been
people
brilliant.
find you?
Thank you very much, Jamie. It's been brilliant. While that's
And
again, just
your
search for
final
it.
thoughts.
And I've started doing Google Meet private hangouts as well. You'll find the link on my channel. It's running 24/7. I'm not always there. Sometimes I'm asleep, but most of the time it's running. So if anyone wants to join that as well, you'll find the link somewhere if you try and look for it. That's it. But thank you very much. It's been brilliant. That's all.
Thanks, Wild.
Cheers.
Woo-hoo, thank you so very much, Wild. And all right, we're handing the keys over to the pilot. James,
Oh boy.
we have been Skeptic Bible studying on Numbers chapter 33, the journeys of Israel.
Smish-mael.
The floor is
Well-
all yours.
Well, thanks, guys, for making this Bible chapter a little bit more endurable. It was pretty rough. It started off with a little medium note, then it went really down, then it got really bad at the end with the bloodshed and the genocide, and God putting basically a gun to his own people's head and telling them if they don't go kill these people, then he'll just kill them. That's pretty fucked up. But it's what we've come to expect from the God of the Bible. It's just him being who he is, so he embraces it. He's a dick. He likes to kill people. What else can you say about him? But thanks, everybody, for coming on, and have a great night. We love you guys. Hugs, Germania. Feel better, man.
Sending love to everyone out there. And what is up, Titan Uranus?
Oh, it's pretty tight, I'm sure.
Oh, we're getting. I swear to you, Brainbug has given us Christmas. Like, look at this. Look at this. I could not be happier. I know this is like the weirdest feeling. I know that's probably what you don't expect to hear.
Christian
from
trolls
atheists or
trolling our
non-believer.
stream.
Is it a troll? I mean, it's
Well,
probably a mix, but it
they are
probably does
trolling.
believe it. I love it. We need more theists to come on. We're gonna have a call-in show probably in the coming days. You guys need to come on and tell us why
That we're going to hell.
Yeah, why you're going to hell, why there's a son of God. Once again, I find that concept a little funny. I find it, I understand it mythology-wise, the Romans.
But he's his own
did
father
it.
and his own son. How amazing is that?
Oh, it makes sense.
Only a god could be his own father and his own son and his own ghost at the same time, while being none of them and all of them.
There you go. It's a perfect tranny, James. And I will say, I want to say this because I saw the angry atheist comment before. I see a born again before I finish up. Is that I think many atheists go through an angry atheist stage.
Yeah.
I think that stems mostly from feeling like you have been lied to, feeling like you have spent a lot of your life, a lot of your family, relationships, friends,
Sometimes
and
your
energy.
money, spending money, donating money, buying stuff from the church.
And so you come away with some anger. Thus, I would also put it in another way. I've had a born again experience, and not to get too Joe Rogan-y on people, but from probably too much DMT.
Where's Cafe? Where is he, Amy?
Had a born
Did
again.
you really
I know,
have a
I should
heroic dose, though?
Was
Did you
it
really?
strong enough? It has to be this
Your
big.
ego.
You have to
It
fill
wasn't an
the
ego
glass.
death.
I
It
have
was
triple
like an
balls, I'll tell you that
ego.
much, though.
It's like a ego insomnia. It didn't really die. Which, of course, telling somebody else their ego death wasn't real is kind of like the epitome of the exact opposite of where you should try to go with that.
Yes,
Anyway.
well, it is basically the most un-ego death thing to say is to criticize someone else's ego. That doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I still love
Praise
Kathy.
God.
I love all
Oh, we
my
love them.
theist brothers and sisters. I want you to come on more, just not on my sheets, not on the flags, but
The face is okay.
The face is okay. We can work with what we got in these ranges.
Yeah.
But I think you can have born again moments. I think you can have those type of things in secular contexts. It felt like I had, even though I didn't think I had hate in me. It felt like I had the hate drained out of me. And as I sat there for probably a good, 20 minutes to an hour, hugging a chair and crying my eyes out, realizing how much energy, once again, time and money it takes just to make us and all of us function. Just the fact that people have to wake up every day and do their lives so that we can do ours. And it was an extremely appreciative moment. And
like just think about going to Wendy's and getting a cheeseburger. I mean, the people had to mill the flour to bake the bread. They had to bake it. A farmer had to go milk his cows to get the cheese. Ranchers had to, raise the beef cattle, slaughter them, pack them, ship them. That's a lot of people involved in just making a goddamn burger.
It is. And we have a lot to be appreciative for in life. We have a lot to love each other for and to be by each other's side. No need for any supernatural shenanigans, though, if you feel we're wrong, you could join us on a next open mic because we're inviting all of you again to be continued on another
Thanks,
episode.
Randolph.
And
if you think Brondo's got what plants crave, it's got electrolytes.
It's got electrolytes. Exactly.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
And with that, and I'm sorry, I feel bad, Randolph, you're just saying hi, but that's okay. Because there's going to be an after show at the Discord. Woo! But I hope you all had a fun time on this episode of Skeptic Bible Study, the journey of Israel, Smish-mael, where tonight the children of Israel went on a journey after watching the Egyptians bury their firstborn sons, as you do. Aaron Ra, finally got to take a permanent nap And the God of love commanded the Canaanites to be murdered. I do want to thank, however, my
Thank you,
co-host
guys.
James W. with
Oh,
our
yes,
guests
everybody else is
Brain
on.
Bug, Wildheart, Germania, and Flum. Woo-hoo. Along with our awesome mods who make the stream so great, the lovely people in chat, and viewers like you. If you enjoyed the show, please don't forget to like, follow, or subscribe, because then you get access to the bell icon to be set to all, so you can see our premieres and join our live streams. What is up? And hey, maybe leave a comment after the video's done.
Maybe.
If you'd like, after the show, we will be
Gizmo
heading
reads
to
them
the
all.
Skeptic. You know, I think Gizmo has been such an active member. I think he's have to be a mod now. Finally, if you'd like to help us make even more fun, if you'd like to join us, we are going to be heading to the Skeptic and Ranting community in the description below. And if you'd like to help us, you can support the channel by heading over to patreon.com/Amy Newman, which helps us make even more fun content. With that, I am
Thank
Amy
you, guys.
Newman.
We love you guys.
Woohoo! And we will see you all on the next episode of Skeptic Ball Z. Good night, everyone.
Good night, guys.